Hey everyone, just a quick heads up here. By the time we got around to recording this episode on Monday night, Jeff's cold that he had was progressing from bad to worse, and Zach's cold that he's been dealing with for the last couple days here was also rapidly making itself known. So despite my best efforts at editing, there's still a little bit of coughing, sniffing, throat clearing action from the two of them interspersed here into a whole bunch of question answering shenanigans. So hopefully that doesn't distract too much, but just wanted to give you a little bit of a heads up before you got into the episode. But there's a whole lot of great questions. It was a bunch of fun. Hope you all enjoy. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Mile High Game Guys board gaming podcast. I'm your host, Adrian.
I'm Zach.
And I'm Jeff.
And we're coming to you this Friday with a special episode, a Put to the Question episode. One of our favorite episodes.
Of course.
So this is oh, God.
You want to try that again?
Died. Yeah, I do. This is Put to the Question episode number 4. So we're doing these now roughly every 20 episodes, long enough for questions to maybe build up, for new listeners to join who don't know random bullshit answers to random bullshit questions. And then we throw these out there.
They don't know about the PttQ. Put to the question.
Yes. I did not put that together nearly fast enough.
I noticed.
Got a very flat stare. The fuck? So basically when we do these, we put out, in a couple of different places like, hey, we're looking for questions. Y'all listeners, ask us questions, and then it comes along and we answer them. No question too dumb. Almost no question too private. I think there's been a couple we've heavily glossed over in the previous 3.
Not many.
Not many. You'll usually get a pretty decent answer out of us.
Yeah.
We're open books over here.
Zach, do you have a rules rundown for us?
Yeah.
There's literally a rules rundown for this.
No. I don't have one, unfortunately.
Well, how do you make a question?
It ends with a question mark.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Is that what you put this time in the thread?
No. Although I do like that Paul was just like, does Zach have a stroke in the middle of this?
The thread was a disaster.
Yeah. No, it was just these are how you, I always can include some links for people to be like, hey, this is how you ask a question.
Mm-hmm.
And then I asked, why do we ask questions? Because last time I included a 50-minute video of just super basic questions.
Just how to learn to speak English.
Yeah,
and it's just questions over and over and over.
Yep.
So that's what this is.
Yeah. So we'll start this off here over on Twitter, where we had a couple, but not too many, mostly coming from V, where she asks, so because of the funness of Twitter and the way this worked out, we're going to get 2 variations on her first 4. So it's going to be 1A, 1B, 2A, 2B. Really, it's that she gave me a 1 through 4 and then didn't like it, took it away, and resubmitted 1 through 5 as different comments. But so we're going to do this in a fun way here, as we make fun of V for only being on Twitter for 4 days and leaving me two sets of questions.
Successful.
Yeah. So number 1 from V, 1A, when did all of you start playing board games? For me, it was January 2012 at the first game night. I showed up. Well, actually, it was a little bit before then. It was sometime around December 2011. I played Catan with my family and really liked it. And then I took it to the first game day that I did not organize. I just went to. And I didn't play Catan there at all. I played Ticket to Ride and Flux. And thought people playing Munchkin at the table next to me looked so fucking cool. I was so excited to play Munchkin the next time we got the group together. That was my intro to board games.
Mine was sometime in college, but I really started at that same one. So, I'd done a couple Betrayal, House on the Hill, and then there was one Civ game, and then Zombies or something before that during college. But it was really, and Munchkin, but it was really the board game night that got my interest in board games as a hobby versus as a pastime. So
mine was like Hero Quest that started the interest back in like 5th grade. And then after high school, a lot of game nights with friends of a lot of the like thematic co-op stuff that we probably shouldn't have been playing as much as we did, but I'm glad we did. Things like World of Warcraft, the board game, and Runebound, Twilight Imperium, and a whole bunch of other things that are fucking massive.
Yeah.
But didn't really get into a lot of the minutia until really, I don't know, a couple years later, had a big enough collection to throw a stick at. The Agricolas and the Cavernas, and then I showed up with you people and played like Splendor for the first time.
And still haven't played Azul, you son of a bitch.
Still haven't played Azul.
All right, so 1B, kind of following up on this, although not intentionally. What originally got all of you into board games? I think you might have talked about that at some point. If so, please disregard if this is the case. Not going to disregard it. Going to answer it. Again, because mine's pretty easy. I'd played a handful of games as a kid, and I always liked board games and card games and all of that, playing with my family. I never had like the terrible family Monopoly nights that people seem to like be ruined from board games forever with. But then I'd been on Reddit for a few years and had seen a lot of people reference like Settlers of Catan and how much fun they had with them and things like that. And I kept seeing it come up so often in like Ask Reddit threads or something where nerdy hobbies or what's some stupid thing you do for fun, and people like tell great stories about Catan. Similar to how I got into D&D, I just kept hearing cool stories of people having a lot of fun doing it. And I was like, well, fuck, people seem to really enjoy doing that thing. I should try doing that thing. And so I went out and bought Catan over a Christmas holiday where I was hanging out with my family. And I was like, I can make my family play a board game. And that's what happened. That's where I got into it.
In college, it was because my friends were doing it. And then
Just like drugs.
yeah. And then here I was like, I don't have any friends here. I should meet some. And then I went to a Reddit meetup, a couple of those, and then I saw there was a board game one, and I was like, some of the people I know, my new friends are now going to that, so I will go to that.
I explained it a little bit, but like Hero Quest and older, like friends, older brothers, family wasn't nerdy at all. And then an ex's parents were after high school. And that's where I learned like the whole wide world of Catan and those cool games and Munchkin and Munchkin.
So these I'm just going to roll into one. I'm not going to do an A and B because they're really the same question except for a one-word difference. And I'm just going to turn it into a slash. If you could visit any fictional place/world, which would it be? Mine is the Discworld. Obviously, best place ever.
Isn't that about like a Dyson sphere that doesn't work anymore? Or am I thinking? I'm thinking of something.
I think you might be thinking of something else.
Yeah. Ring World or something.
Yeah, I think you're thinking of Ring World,
Yeah.
which is slightly different than Discworld.
Yes.
Discworld is a flat Earth riding on the back of a turtle that's on the back of a bunch of
Yes.
elephants and is written by Sir Terry Pratchett.
Yes.
Ring World, I don't remember who wrote it, but is definitely a failed Dyson sphere.
Yes. And they can't get off.
Yeah.
The ride never ends.
For me, it's again a pretty easy one, so I'll just go ahead and answer because it looks like Zach's trying to think. So for me, if I could visit any fictional world, I would like to visit the Wheel of Time universe in the Age of Wonders. Like when their magic is at like modern society levels of magic. Like they're using their magic. They never call it magic in the series, but they're using the one power to do all kinds of crazy cool stuff in a modern setting. And I'd like to see what that actually looks like. They reference it a bunch, like in the storyline that takes place like after that's all collapsed. And they definitely are referencing things where it's like, oh, well, that's an airplane. That's a gun. That's a computer. Like things like that. But they're all done with magic instead of science and tech. So I want to see how that plays out.
Okay.
What about you, Jeff?
It'd probably be some less shitty sci-fi one. So like not Aliens.
Star Trek would probably be pretty good.
Yeah, that is.
Aliens is good as long as you're not a colonist working for Eugenitech.
I'm sure Earth sucks in the Alien universe, though.
Yeah.
Given how willing people are to go out and live on a shitty RimWorld colony, you're probably not wrong.
Yeah. Not the Blade Runner universe.
No.
So probably like Star Trek, like The Next Generation. That seems like a pretty nice Earth. It's like that utopia-esque kind of area.
All of Star Trek seems that way. It's like people just
Not all, but a bit.
I mean, the general Earth society in all of Star Trek is
Until you get out to the colonies, and then they're just people. But
yeah.
it seems like it'd be pretty okay.
Yeah. Replicators would be the shit.
Yeah. Fuck
I'd-
3D printing.
Yeah. Computer, make me a T-bone steak.
There it is. Because cows haven't existed in 200 years.
Can't wait until if people ever did go full vegan, seeing PETA try to keep cows around. No, you can't kill the cows. But you told us to stop eating the cows, and now we don't need the cows anymore.
Well, I guess they can just die. What do you do with them when they're dead?
PETA won't want them to die, though.
I know. Well, they'll just die of natural causes. I mean, it's Star Trek universe. These cows are probably like 150, 160 years old.
Yeah.
There's a cow planet.
Yeah. Now, if we're really getting into Halo universe, also a cool sci-fi universe.
You're not wrong, but also
Everyone dies.
Yes.
Like, there's like 250,000 humans left at the end of that.
Yeah.
Before they're like, hey, stop.
I guess I don't know enough of the lore of the Halo universe.
basically, imagine they were spread out a bunch, and then a whole bunch of aliens started coming.
Like,
and then
we're way stronger than you. Smash, smash, smash.
basically
smash.
right up until you're just Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I know that happened.
And then start bombarding Earth for a
Yeah.
while.
Yeah.
And then it ends.
That was one of my favorite Halo missions was the Warthog runaway on Earth as they were being bombarded.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's a cool game.
Yeah.
It's coming on PC.
Yeah. But Star Trek
Star Trek.
is
Okay.
better than living in the Halo world.
Yeah.
Everyone's dead.
All right, Zach, you've had a bunch of time to think about it.
I don't know. Scott Pilgrim, because then you get to see shit everywhere.
It's a cool video game world.
Anime convinced me to go vegan because then I get superpowers.
Does anybody else see that though? Like I couldn't. Granted, my only experience with it is with the movie.
Uh-huh.
But do other people see it as cartoony, or is that just Scott Pilgrim? Would you just be a normal dude who sees some nerdy kid kick some ass at a concert, and you're like, "Oh, nerdy kid kicks some ass."
I mean,
at a
at least
concert.
you'd be able to see cool shit like
Yeah,
that every
yeah.
once in a while, I guess.
I mean, you can see that here.
But if I go vegan here, I don't get superpowers.
Yeah.
I just don't eat meat.
But was that every vegan in that world, or
Yes,
just
there
that
was
one guy?
enough to have a police force
Yes.
that had to control who
There was
did
enough
not get
people with
powers.
superpowers and shit that it's like,
That's
yeah.
fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. But
Also, I could kill people and then the body's gone and it's just coins. So
It's like change. It's like literally quarters.
here
yeah.
comes Zach's latent serial killer
Yeah.
tendencies.
Why do you have so much change? Just go to the bank. So my number 2 would be Halo World.
Okay. My number 2 would be I don't know what the series is called. It's a Sanderson series where like Rust and Ruin is the second trilogy. Mistborn, the Mistborn world. There's magic.
There was a
in
game or
Mistborn.
something that you were excited about Mistborn happening.
Yeah, well, we'll see if it actually works out.
Yeah.
But they did some cool things with like how you could do magic with different metals.
Yeah.
Number 3. These is again, I'm gonna just stop doing the A and B. It seemed cool, but she did too good of a job of just asking the same question in different ways. What are your thoughts on the character Deadpool? Follow up. Who is your favorite comic book character? Deadpool. I never really knew much about Deadpool. Like, he was an ancillary character that showed up sometimes in Wolverine, which is the answer to the other. My favorite is Wolverine. I always loved Wolverine as a kid because Wolverine was sharp.
You
And
sheep.
so was I.
Everyone's favorite is Wolverine.
I know. I didn't know that when I was a kid, though. I was one of those ostracized nerd children.
Because everyone loved Wolverine.
Yeah, but I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But so Deadpool, like, I remember him vaguely showing up in some comics here and there, but I didn't really know much about Deadpool until people started talking about, like, maybe there being a Deadpool movie. And then everybody was like, you could never do a Deadpool movie. He's too crass. He breaks the fourth wall. It wouldn't make any sense. And then Ryan Reynolds went, I'll take that challenge. And
made
crushed
Wolverine Origins.
At least he went back and fixed that mistake with
Thankfully.
a bullet.
Yes.
But he had an adamantium skull, didn't he? He didn't just kill him. Maybe it was adamantium bullets. We never know. It was
Yeah.
off screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I like Deadpool, especially like the Ryan Reynolds Movie version, it's
That's
fantastic.
definitely peak Deadpool.
Yeah,
I remember
the game was all right. Did you ever play that?
a little bit.
Yeah,
It got pulled for a long time due to licensing issues, and then came back.
Yeah,
And then got an HD release, of course, like everything did.
Naturally.
I knew Deadpool before it was cool, I guess. The comics were innovative and interesting. The writer that does them did a lot of really good comic books and things like that. It was a good comic that everyone fucking just started jerking it to. Just real jerking it. Like, Deadpool, I want everything Deadpool. And then now there's everything Deadpool.
Yeah.
So definitely now it's too much. But back then it was cool.
Yeah, well,
For
just
a little
because
while.
now so many people use Deadpool as an excuse to just be a jerk at like conventions. Well, I'm just being Deadpool.
Yeah.
No, fuck you. You're not Deadpool though. You're an asshole wearing a Deadpool like onesie.
And then favorite superhero. Shit.
was it specifically favorite superhero? Was that the question? Because I started going in a different direction with my mind, so I just want to make sure I'm actually
Comic book character.
okay. All right.
Comic book character.
Okay.
That's easier. I really liked the dude from Fear Agent. Was a really good series. Someone on Slack was talking about Low, and that reminded me of Rick Reminder something. And he is my favorite comic book author, and but is slow as fucking glaciers in getting his shit out. Like, we were talking about how Low has had like 19 issues since 2014.
Jesus.
Yeah. They're all good, but Fear Agent was real cool. It was like aliens invaded Earth, and it was two different races of aliens that weren't really there to take over Earth. They were just fighting on Earth, and all of humanity just trying to hide around that. But it was then after the war, which was basically just World War II aliens, which was super cool and brutal. Then it just turned into retro 50s modern sci-fi, like the crazy rockets and rocket packs and things like that, except all gruesome. Like when you shot someone with a laser gun, their fucking head exploded.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, cool stuff like that. And he was an alcoholic because his family died in the war.
Of course.
Naturally.
It's good stuff.
Do you have an answer, Zach?
uh,
Because I actually want to modify mine. So do you want a little bit more time?
No,
to
I was
think?
gonna. Well, I'll say I like Deadpool. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't really read that many American comics, or like I had no knowledge of him until the internet was like fucking Deadpool.
What about your Japanese comic books?
I don't remember much of Deadpool in there, so
Well, your favorite
No,
Japanese
I know.
comic book character?
He
No,
hasn't
I'm
gotten there.
trying-
He hasn't
I'm-
made the transition.
I haven't made the transition. No, I was just saying. So, but I like Ryan Reynolds. I think he does a great job as that. Hell, like his Wade Wilson was the only good thing about Origins Wolverine.
Yep.
In that very beginning part. But I'd say I don't know if I have one right now, but my favorite one when I was a kid for comic was Rock Lee from Naruto. Just because in the world of ninjutsu, he was a guy who couldn't use it, and so he just got around with just taijutsu, which was just literal martial arts, and his teacher looked like Bruce Lee, and he was supposed to be like that, and he was just super fast and all that shit. It was cool.
The bestest of best boys.
Yes.
I watched a 35-minute recap video of the entire timeline of Naruto yesterday.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Like from 1,000 years before Naruto was 6,000 years
Right.
or something.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That far? Jesus
yeah,
Christ.
like some weird alien white lady.
Yeah. Yep.
and,
Created ninja. Yeah, it was a whole
and then
thing.
all the way to the end, because I kind of fell off somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, and you're like, I want to know what happened, but I want to know everything that ever happened ever. Got it.
There was a lot of ninja world wars.
Yes, there were.
That plan of peace never.
No.
There was a whole peace crew.
Yeah.
And then they just turned into mercenaries.
Yep. Yeah.
Those damn Japanese comic books.
My slight modifications real quick. So Wolverine was my favorite as a kid, but when I reread that it was specifically comic book character, it made me realize right over there in the corner, Walking Dead, totally a comic book.
Yes.
And this gives me an excuse to talk about how Rick in the comic books is a way more interesting character than what the fucking shit Walking Dead AMC TV show turned him into.
Absolutely.
Especially towards the end, where he just became a ball of indecision and anger.
Yeah.
And that's all he ever did, was either be really angry or really indecisive.
Mm.
And it got boring.
Was he ever like, man, should I really be angry or not? Oh, God, I don't know.
I mean, basically, yeah.
At all times.
Yeah.
Fucking annoying.
Fun fact, Robert Kirkman is one of the reasons we have the Ant-Man we currently have.
Oh, really?
He did a short, 12-issue series that introduced Scott Lang as a thief stealing a Ant-Man suit from, what's his face?
Yeah.
Regular Ant-Man guy. He was going as
Oh,
Jacket. Yeah, he was going as Yellow Jacket at the time or something like that. So
Okay.
then he became the something Ant-Man.
Cool.
Yeah.
I like that Robert Kirkman was actually involved in The Walking Dead on AMC for the first season, and then they canned his ass. And that's
Along with Rick Darabont, something like that.
Darabont.
Frank Darabont, the guy that did that awesome Mist movie.
Yes, and if you
And
watch,
many other things.
well, and if you watch Mist, the awesome Frank Darabont version, I mean, the Netflix, that wasn't Netflix, it was like sci-fi series. That's pretty good too, but modernized. But the Frank Darabont Mist movie, if you watch, so many character actors from that were in Walking Dead, and one
Dale.
of my favorite, Dale.
Yeah.
The reason he dies so much earlier in the show than he does in the comics is because Dale's really good buddies with Frank Darabont. And when Frank Darabont got the can, he was like, "Write me the fuck out. I'm done with this shit."
Fuck you, kill me off. I'm out of here.
Yep. And I gotta give him major props for that kind of dedication to his buddy.
Yep.
So
That show would have been way better if they didn't can him.
yep, they wouldn't have dicked around in the prison for 2.5 seasons.
Yep. They would have just
Fight the governor twice.
They would have murdered that baby immediately.
Yep. The way it happened in the comics.
Yep.
Number 4 from V, keeping this moving a little bit. What questions have y'all been eager to answer that no one ever asks? / what question hasn't been asked that you would really like to answer?
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me?
Okay. Zach, what about you?
time travel, that time travel thing that I always am, but I don't think anyone ever asked that.
If you ever go back and bang your own mom,
Nope.
it's the great grandfather paradox?
No.
Is that the one you were thinking of?
No.
Okay.
What's your time?
It was if you had a one-use time travel machine that could go back into the past or the future, what would you do with it? But it was you're there wherever you are, you're there. And my answer is always to go back 10 seconds and stop myself from going in.
Yeah.
Just to see what happened.
Yeah.
I'm okay if it somehow breaks the entire universe. It's worth it.
You did it.
Yeah.
Now you know the
Now
answer.
I know.
I don't. Nothing's really stood out to me. I know the answer is 42, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Because it's the answer to everything. And then she has a 5. What are the answers to question 4 if you haven't already given them? Just in case not specifically requesting that would say, influence you to do something snarky, cough, Zach, cough. Like not actually answering the questions and just stating what they would be.
I answered it. It's fine.
Yeah, so you answered it. I answered it
Yeah.
with 40. I don't know what the question is, but the answer is 42.
To crush your enemies, to see them driven before you, and hear the lamentations of their women.
That's love. Baby, don't hurt me.
Yep.
Okay. Did I tweet to the wrong place? No, V, you did not. I found it.
But you did tweet to the pinned comment about our RSS feed. I think is what she actually replied to.
Maybe, I don't know. I don't know. But I called her out on because I was really liking the questions, and then she deleted them and I couldn't find them, and I called her out on that. And then right as she started posting them again, reworded, and she said, I like my rewording better anyway, use those or something. And then posted an awesome photo of a T-Rex with a donut that says, "Donut judge me." And the T-Rex is crying because he can't get the donut into his mouth. And he says, "Please, asteroid, finish me." And it's
understandable.
It's amazing. It's easily one of the favorite things I've ever seen on
He
Twitter.
could put the donut on a napkin on the ground, and I'm sure he could.
And there's so many ways. I mean, T-Rexes ate. It's not like you can't eat as a T-Rex.
Just not with your hands.
They would die.
Yeah. Not with your hands as much as you wish.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's it for Twitter questions. So we're done with the Twitter segment of the show.
Indeed.
So let's jump over and do an email.
Emails at milehighgameguys.com if you would like to send us an email. Like Mike Jones has here, tip the question. I feel like I always put my questions in the guild and force Zach to read them. I never do Twitter or Facebook ones because I don't have Twitter or Facebook, so I can't stick Adrian with reading them. That said, I guess Jeff is getting them this time. Before V asks, to what Hogwarts house do you belong? Pottermore.com for reference.
And we made Jeff do it. And
Yes.
Adrian and
We
I
had to
both did it
register
again.
a fucking account to do
Yeah.
this.
Well, I think because you couldn't remember if you'd done it on Pottermore.
I know. I had done one. I don't know if it was Pottermore or not because
Yeah.
I don't remember having to register for it.
So I made you do it again on Pottermore
Yes.
just to confirm.
Yeah.
And it did. It actually confirmed.
Yep.
So for me, I am a Hufflepuff.
I am a Gryffindor.
And I'm a Slytherin.
Sounds about right.
Yep.
Zach said, evil, conniving bastard.
Eh.
He
Which
can-
actually, just because I'm sure like we'll get somebody who's a huge Slytherin fan who will write in. I don't actually think that. I think the Slytherins get a bad rap. There's a lot of good Slytherins
there's
who've
been
done
some
a
bad
lot.
Slytherins.
There's been some bad ones.
There's great people on both sides.
Jesus Christ, Zach, you just had to go and ruin it.
Is there a bad Gryffindor?
I mean,
Someone will tell us.
they were the Mary Sues of like everything.
I see.
I mean, to be fair, through the flashbacks alone, Harry's dad looked like a real fucking dick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dude was definitely a jock bully type.
Mhm.
So,
Which I
he
think
deserved to be murdered.
that's basically what I'm getting at.
Okay.
It was his sweet wife who fell for him that suffered.
Nerds.
Nerd.
those are the Ravenclaws.
Yes.
He continues. Just Jeff, since we already have the answer for Adrian and Zach, dog person or cat person? I guess dog person. I don't really have any pets. I've had a cat for a little while, but I've never had a dog. Parents had dogs. I like corgis.
Corgis, yeah.
I probably
Corgis are great, especially if you see them mixed with other things, other
Yeah.
dogs. Like I saw a corgi husky.
okay.
It's just a husky the size of a corgi. It was adorable.
There's an awesome. I've seen it come up a couple times, like on I don't know Reddit or Tumblr or somewhere. I see it pop up a lot. That's a thing about like huskies or corgis bred with anything look like a corgi disguised as that thing,
Yes.
and it's just a picture of like 12 different
Yeah.
corgi mixes, and yeah, they all look like a corgi impersonating
Mhm.
whatever breed they're mixed as.
Yeah.
Like a corgi Dalmatian
Yeah.
looks like a
No,
corgi,
100%.
a corgi size. Yeah,
Yes.
like they have the coloring of whatever mix they are, and the body shape and size of a corgi.
Yeah.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Yes. Or like a Shiba Inu.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't actually
Yep.
like corgis in person though. They're cute dogs on the internet, but corgis in person have always been giant dick holes. As has any dog, corgi sized or small.
No, yeah.
If I ever
she's-
see a Shiba, I just
Yeah.
want to
Yep.
steal it.
Yeah.
The internet has also ruined Shibas for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fucking Doge memes.
Yeah.
Memes.
There was a NASCAR.
Yep.
Yes, there was.
I think all the rest of these are for you, Jeff, because he just said just Jeff and never re-included Zach and I.
I would assume.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah, great. What is your greatest regret?
I like how he's just starting off. He started out a softball question.
Softball.
You dog or a cat person? Now let's get to really know Jeff.
Oh, man. I don't know. Greatest regret. I don't have a lot of regrets. Like, oh, no.
Do you have a tattoo that says no regrets, but it's spelled wrong?
Ragrats?
Yeah.
Regrets.
Yeah.
Not one letter?
I struggle with this one because I definitely have some things that I know I fucked up in my life.
Yeah.
Like in high school, I was in the International Baccalaureate program, which is like a super advanced high school program that I failed out of. And then like my Navy plan, like career, didn't really go career or plan wise. And I
Right.
fucked some things up there and did things I wish I hadn't. And like college, I definitely dropped out of and I kind of wish I hadn't. But at the same time,
You wouldn't be who you are now.
I wouldn't. Well, and more importantly, like I wouldn't be where I am.
Exactly,
Like any of those things would have kept me in different areas of my life longer. Like if I'd stayed in college, I'd have been at Purdue for another 4 or 5 years instead of moving around like I did. And maybe I wouldn't have met Megan. Maybe I wouldn't have Jester. Maybe I wouldn't have done this podcast. So it's hard for me. Like I'm.
I'll go. I had the same sort of things. I was like, oh, maybe I wish I didn't break my arm, but no, it's like that's 8 or 9. I'd be a completely different person. Oh, I wish I had known that I had ADD at my first year of college, not my 7th year of college. But the same sort of thing. So my answer is on Saturday, I wish I had taken a different road than I did because then I wouldn't have a $145 fucking ticket for rolling through a stop sign.
Nice. Okay, well, so if we're so that's a good one.
Yeah.
I wish a month ago when I was deciding which of my 2 vehicles to drop $200 in to repair, tag, and register, that I had picked my car and not my 4Runner that would immediately have transmission rupture into the coolant system and be back out of commission. Because now I'm back to like, well, what do I want to put $500 into? Getting my car licensed and tagged and registered to drive, or fixing my 4Runner that's currently licensed and tagged and ready to drive?
Yeah. The breaking my leg. I sure wish I didn't do that.
Do you actually? But I mean, can that be classified as a regret?
I don't know.
Because it's not like that's something you made a decision that got your leg. Like, do you regret going snowboarding that day? I mean, I guess that's probably
that's probably
fair.
fair. How many runs did you do that day?
1 3/4.
There you go. Just could have stuck with the 1.
Yeah.
You'd be like 1 and done.
Yeah, that's what Ant did.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, his feet were cold because of his socks.
Yeah, and he didn't break his leg, so
That's true.
obviously, it's your fault.
Yes. I deserve this.
Yeah, you deserve it.
He continues. What is your favorite and least favorite bullshit dexterity game? Lighten it right back up.
Yeah, my favorite is probably, I don't know, I really like Click Clack. Click Clack Lumberjack is a ton of fun. I haven't liked Suspend as much recently. I like the Moon one.
Catch the Moon.
Catch the Moon. I always want to say Shoot the Moon from like Euchre or Spades or something. Has that as a phrase.
Hearts,
maybe. I don't know. One of those card games you can shoot the moon, which is like get everything or get nothing, or I don't fucking know. Least favorite is still by a large margin Safranito. That one can go fuck itself.
I would agree with all of your favorites. I have not played Catch the Moon yet.
That's surprising.
I float.
That is surprising.
I float towards least favorite being that Catacombs game.
Oh yeah. Well, I feel like the thing, like both those games aren't trying to be bullshit dexterity games.
No.
They're using bullshit dexterity in a game.
Yeah, poorly. Man, but I mean, like favorite, like Clask.
Clask is good.
Yeah.
They're gonna do a 4-player Clask.
I saw
I'm
that.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah,
Clask is not quite as bad as Safranito for me, but it's getting down there.
That's just because you're bad at it.
yeah.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Suck less, nerd.
I tried real hard to suck less, and somehow I ended up sucking more.
Yeah,
That's when I was like, this bullshit game is bullshit.
Yeah. I can't think of a bad one that I've played. I mean, I don't know. Jenga, just because once it falls, it's over.
That's true for...
maybe Blockade because it's a worse
Yeah.
Jenga.
Yeah. That's a good point. Blockade, yes.
Yeah.
For somehow being worse than Jenga.
Thanks, V.
Oh, next question.
Just lighten it right back up. To whom do you most ascribe the thanks/blame for the person you are today?
I really like the roller coaster that he's doing here. For me, it's easily my dad, as I very kindly illustrated to him by shouting at him at the top of my voice. I'm such a fucking liberal socialist because of the way you fucking raised me, you fucking prick. Right before his girlfriend took the phone away from him to be like, I think you guys need to take a break. So...
When was this?
Like 3 days ago.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it got heated. All because I dared... I don't even know how... At some point, it was all over the place. Like, it was a really good conversation... And then it was like, oh, there's some disagreement. And then now we're shouting. Now we're
yelling.
Here we are. We're shouting. And he got back on the phone after she took it away and was like, she might be right, but I want to let you know, even though we disagree, I'm really proud of who you've become. Thanks, Dad. I'll talk to you later. I love you. Goodbye. So, interesting relationship there.
There you go.
But definitely gets the most, I would say mostly thanks. My dad's done a lot of things that I'm not necessarily the happiest with. How he's handled certain situations,
aren't we all?
But he did a lot to, I think the biggest problems I have with him are that he's gone against what I felt he taught me, and it's like, dude, you spent all this time teaching me to be like a good person, and then I see you doing things that I feel like a good person wouldn't do. WTF? So, yeah, my dad.
I'll have to go dad, mostly because he. Even for being like super old for a dad,
he's 50.
He was 50 when I was born.
Yeah,
and I am 33 now, making him 83. But he was super into computers back in the 80s and 90s, which put him in his 50s to 60s, and building computers and a lot of technology stuff, which I learned a lot of, and like video games and all that kind of cool stuff. So I wouldn't have learned all of those sweet nerdy things on my own had he been not interested in technology and things like that. So that helped.
Gotcha. Definitely parents,
because that's all the nerdiness there was.
Right.
There was no Lord of the Rings. There was no fantasy. There was nothing. Yeah. That was it.
Right. Yeah.
I have to learn from the internet.
Definitely parents. Definitely a decent amount bad for my dad and whatnot, but I got better. Nerdy stuff with my mom. Going to college early to teach me how to actually be a person. And also to help me indulge in all my hobbies and figure out what I actually like and don't like. So
cool.
Yeah.
Next question. Gray Fox Games notwithstanding, because they make nothing but quality games cleverly crafted. What is your favorite game company and what makes it so? Production quality? Game weight? Personal relationships? Value for money? Box color? Logo? Something equally important.
It's definitely the box color.
Yeah, sweet purples.
Yeah, no, I like that sort of dark gray that Fantasy Flight does.
Yeah. The trenchier, the better.
Yeah.
I'm torn on this one. If I went, like, I could easily say Splotter because I've liked every Splotter I've played, despite the fact that they're certainly not my favorite in production quality. I have no personal relationship there. Definitely not value. Well, depending on what you value.
Gameplay to dollar.
Gameplay to dollar, they're right there.
Yeah.
Everything else to the dollar, not even fucking close. Box color, sure. I love a generic white box.
Or black.
Logo, their logo is an otter.
I don't think I could point out the Splotter otter.
Yeah, it's like
if I saw it in front of me.
It's weird.
Never knew it was an otter.
Me either.
But I like it.
So I think I'll probably give it to them. I could give it to like Eagle Griffin, except for the fact that Eagle Griffin makes a lot of shit that I just don't give a flying fuck about. Like Splotter's the closest to an insta buy. Capstone's up there. I think Capstone would probably be ahead of Eagle Griffin. They do really good components. They're putting out a lot of games I really like.
It's a good top 3.
Yeah, that's where I am.
Top 3, I think I'd put Fantasy Flight. I know it's the mass market bullshit.
No, that's what I would.
But I like their themes.
Yes.
I like what they do with it.
They tend to have good production quality.
Yep. I know it's going to be a good game that I need to buy an insert for.
Yep. And more dice.
And more dice. Better dice.
Yeah.
I like Stonemaier, but for production quality and like how cool they are, and not so much like I need to own all of their games.
Yeah.
But I like how they run their business. That's my top 2.
Okay.
Honestly, like I said, Fantasy Flight for those same things, and I could get behind Stonemaier from the run as a company standpoint.
Yeah,
so
one of I think the best run companies in the board game business.
Yeah, but most of the time I don't really care about company specific things.
Yeah,
so
it helps if they have a good history.
Yeah.
And you certainly wouldn't think from reading some of the comments of people who haven't yet gotten Wingspan that Stonemaier's a well-ran. I've gotten in trouble, like yelled at for defending Stonemaier on Facebook. Being like, wait, did you just seriously say Stonemaier's not a good production company because their first 3 print runs are already sold out? I think that it means the exact opposite. Like they're doing something right.
Yeah.
You know how many people would be happy to... Somebody was like, oh yeah, it's been like 10,000 a run. And the guy's like, so you're saying they're a good company that's only selling 30,000 games? You do realize there's like, however many hundreds of millions of people in the U.S. or whatever.
Oh, God.
I was like,
fuck that guy. Like, hardcore.
I was like, do you realize how small the board gaming industry is? Like, so many publishers would be stoked to sell out their first 30,000 games before they actually release.
Yeah.
Like, that's a publisher's dream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's have that guy make a game and produce 432 million copies.
One for every person in the United States. It's a can't lose proposition. I saw him post on Twitter today in response to a guy promoting his eBay listing for Wingspan for $127. And
Jamie said that.
Jamie replied to that guy directly and said, or you can pre-order it here for $65, including shipping, and shipping in mid-April.
Nice.
Good.
Yeah.
I got in trouble. Apparently, the board game group's buy, sell, and trade subgroup,
Mm-hmm.
you're not allowed to point shit like that out when people offer ridiculous listings. And I got in trouble for it on a listing of Wingspan where somebody was like wanting $120. And I was like, you can pre-order it over on Stonemeyer's website for like $60. It'll ship in April. They're like, we don't allow price shaming or something like that. And I was like,
why don't you allow price shaming?
dude's being a fucking prick with his pricing, man.
Yeah,
like,
this is just gouging.
Yeah, that's fucking ridiculous.
Price shaming, also known as price gouging.
Yes.
And pointing it out.
Well, price shaming is pointing out price gouging.
Yes.
Yes. Apparently.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Fuck those people.
Fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Next up.
Please count down from 3 and all answer together. Which one of you has the best beard?
3,
2, 1. Zach.
And it's not, and it kills me to say it because, like, Zach's when he grows it out is good, but he regularly shaves it.
Yep.
Yeah, and it just comes back better each time.
It's fucking stupid. I hate it so much.
My beard is the worst.
Yeah,
Jeff's
I'm
the worst.
dead last.
Yeah, especially you got those nice little like spots of just
it's
no
terrible.
hair.
It has a good range.
Yeah.
But it's good if I get it trimmed
it's
right.
Good. It's good. It's you have like goatee works.
Goatee,
Yeah.
totally awesome.
Yeah.
Grow that crazy. I could get a really huge mustache if I wanted to. But
You're gonna be one of those dudes when you're like 70 that has the mustache that's like 2 inches long.
it's like a walrus.
Yeah, but somehow the lip is just right there.
Yeah.
Like the lip has just grown with the mustache.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that.
You do have the best hair though.
Yes,
That's true. Best
so
hair.
you lose best beard, but you win best hair.
Yeah.
And most hair, which for our podcast, most is the
Absolutely.
is the best.
We don't want quality hair.
No, we want quantity hair.
Which Zach is also most beard right now.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
Also, I was trying to get a new job within the last like 3 weeks, so I'm more trimmed than I
Yeah.
sometimes am.
Yeah. Which one sincere compliment? What is one sincere compliment you will give to each of your co-hosts? I have to think of 2 now.
Yeah.
I know, right?
He says one, but
Well, really, I have to think of 1
Uh-huh.
because now I have to think of one for Adrian.
Yeah.
See, and I'm still trying to think of one for Jeff, so I don't feel bad that he just did that.
Zach's definitely the most generous.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I was gonna say Zach is legitimately, aside from playing board games with him.
No, he will stab you in the back.
He will fucking do the meanest shit to you in a board
while
game.
shaking your hand.
Outside of a board game, Zach is legitimately one of the nicest human beings I have ever had the pleasure of knowing or interacting with in my life.
I think I was one of the reasons I liked board games is I realized like, oh, I could act how I'd would want to act, but without a conscience.
Again, it's Zach's sociopath tendencies just coming out.
Easy.
Yeah.
I can just do it in board
Yeah,
games.
He's like, if I could murder people and they turn into coins, I would murder so many people.
Just fucking backpacks of change coming into that bank. No one will suspect a thing.
Yeah. Jeff, I would say your ability to persevere through bad shit is astounding.
That was the one because I'd read this a while ago and I've been trying to really think on this, and that's what I do settle on for Jeff. Jeff took a little bit more thought, but Jeff's ability to just stay even keel despite and for unlike Zach's where it's like except for board games, including board games, Jeff's ability to just take loss and devastation in stride is just mind-numbing. If I had went through like the last 4 months that Jeff has, I'd have been like, no, guys,
I'm out.
I need to tap out for a while. I'm gonna go crawl inside a bottle for a month and a half.
Yeah.
And you managed to weather that. You show up here and you put up with us assholes.
Yeah.
And you do it well.
Yes.
Except for those 2 weeks that I was in bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
unable to move.
But that's understandable.
Yeah.
It took like literally having your leg cut out from under you to get you off your feet for 2 weeks.
I think that was the first episode I missed.
Yeah.
Only episodes I've missed.
Yeah. So.
Attendance.
Yes.
Indeed.
Best attendance.
Yeah.
What do we do for Adrian?
It's really hurting my feelings that it's taken this long. I'm going to get another beer. Speaking of crawling inside a bottle.
Most handy? Like, I don't know how to fix shit. Like, Having those mechanical skills is very convenient to me.
Jesus. Is that a compliment?
Yeah.
I don't know. You're really useful to me. That's why I keep you around.
You've never had to fix anything for me. I don't know. I'm always awed by people that can fix things like that. And you have the wherewithal to be able to know how to do any of that shit.
Yes.
You were like, I could probably crawl under my transmission and see what's wrong. And I was just like, well, I'm not helping with that.
Yeah.
I mean,
well,
one of the few things constructive I did during my 6 months at Epic was help fix the stacker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I've been here for 3 days. Sure, I'll help you fix that stacker, Greg.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Just a bunch of parts that'll cut my fingers off.
Yeah.
That's all I see.
Yeah. I mean, I am absolutely certain this podcast wouldn't exist without you, because I know I never would have started one. And I'm pretty sure Jeff never started one. So I think you have a very can-do spirit to be
You'll just do whatever the fuck you want to do, whether successful or not.
That's true.
But you'll give it your goddamn all.
Yeah.
When I get some damn fool idea in my head, I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to do this thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to get a dog.
Yeah.
Yep.
Got a dog.
Sure. I'll take both of those as compliments.
Yeah. You got 2 compliments.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be fair, you guys each got the same compliment.
Yeah.
I got 2 different
Yep.
compliments.
Yeah. You're handy, and you'll do whatever it takes to go in that straight line you take.
Yep.
Sometimes there's a wall in the way and I fall on my ass.
Then
But
you just
I go in a straight line.
you just keep hitting that wall until
Yeah.
that wall gives up.
Yep.
No.
Or you
No,
give up.
I hit the wall and I go, wait, nope. Different direction. Straight line.
Then you climb that wall.
Also, no.
You know how to climb, though.
I do know how to climb,
No.
but I don't climb over walls in my life. Like, oh shit, it got hard. Yeah, it's time to go do something different.
Yeah.
Good. Thanks, y'all, and keep up the great amount of work.
Yes.
Next one's from Lance. Listener questions. It's good because my voice is going.
Well, it's good because I'll start reading shit now after this.
Yes. Keep up the great work. If you ever explained it, I'm either too dense or have forgotten. Why is Zach still Zach? Why is he not Zach?
Was he not?
Was he not Zach at one time? Are we waiting for him to not be Zach in some future episode?
I mean, basically, it was just because I'm Adrian.
Well, because I've been Adrian.
Yeah, and I'm Zach, and then Jeff saying
maybe on
Jeff
the first
shit.
episode you were like, I'm Zach, and then the second episode, I'm still Zach, and that's just what it's been ever since.
It just
Because it definitely spun off of my I've been Adrian, and then he did a similar, but like, I'm still Zach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still in the act of being Zach. So.
Yeah, whereas I imply that once we stop recording, I change entirely who I am.
Yeah, and he just sort of powers down, goes off to the side.
Bleep blorp.
I went to the link of milehighgameguys.com/the-hosts to find the spelling of Zach, and I saw pictures of the 3 hosts. I suppose listening to podcasts without knowing the hosts' likenesses is similar to reading a book. I'm forced to use my imagination. Now I'll be able to see who is speaking when they are speaking. In reality, I'll probably mix everyone's face and voice up to the point that if I ever meet you, I'll misidentify everyone.
Just want to let you know, in my picture, I'm not the dog. I'm the person
Yes.
in that.
But also thank you for not your question.
Yes. Yeah, it's not a
Which
question.
will not answer.
No.
My picture is very old in there. That's from like July 20. Oh, I have the date right here. July 16th, 2016 is from when that picture was taken. My hair is very different now.
Yeah. That was like the cleanest cut Jeff has ever been.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, since then.
Yeah.
You may have
Since
been
that
cleaner
picture,
cut prior to that, but
No, probably not.
okay.
There was a picture with Jeff with a mustache where it's just mustache. So
It was for Halloween, halfway to Halloween party at some bar, and everyone dressed up as me with fake mustaches, and I had an actual mustache. They got in for free because they had costumes on. I could not get in for free because I did not have a costume. Because they were dressed up as me, and I didn't dress up as anything. But they all paid for my ticket.
Okay.
nice.
Cool. That wraps up the email portion of listener questions.
And me being able to talk ever again.
Yep.
Jeff hopefully we'll recover in a week.
Yeah.
We'll see. And by then, Zach will have died.
Yeah,
as
it'll be
well,
fine.
So, but yeah, now we can move over to the BGG questions, which is where the lion's share of the questions are. So this episode is already almost an hour long, and we have only gotten to 3 sets of questions.
These are
BGG
much
has like 7.
These are much
shorter.
They're shorter.
Yeah.
First one is from Phil. Hello, chaps. Is there a game you would never play because of the theme?
No.
Mm,
No, that's not true. That's not true. Well, God, it depends on what you'd mean by theme.
My Little Pony.
I wouldn't just not play a game because it was my. Wait, maybe I would. That's
What if it was like
ooh.
18XX?
18 MLP?
Yeah.
But it would be
18
so.
I'd play 18 MLP. Yeah,
But it would be so abstracted that you wouldn't get any of the My Little
No,
Pony
it's the
theme.
first one that it's just like it is all about that theme somehow.
Yeah.
They find a way. The only way they can mesh a theme together well is with 18XX and My Little Pony somehow.
Someone finally found
Yeah.
the formula.
I mean,
like the theme of like offensive adult party games, I'm over, and I just have no interest in playing any of those anymore.
I can understand that. I
Like,
know. Yeah.
I got some enjoyment out of Cards Against Humanity, and I get why some people
Mhm.
like Cards Against Humanity. With the right group, if you know the group, I think you can have fun with it. But
There's better versions of that out now.
there's better.
Yes.
Like Pitch Storm is like a way better version
or
of that.
Snake Oil or
well, and none of
I mean,
those are
'cause-
like specifically offensive
no.
ones.
No.
Like the offensive adult
Oh,
party
okay,
games.
gotcha. Yeah.
Cards Against Humanity is the only one that I think has done it close to well, and even they haven't done it well enough where I even want to play Cards Against Humanity anymore.
I mean, I will say I was interested. Well, as soon as I saw that one game, that Fantasy Flight, and like the journeys to Middle Earth, I was like, and I'm good. So like Lord of the Rings and whatnot, I'm like, meh, I don't
High
care.
fantasy.
Yeah, I probably could be convinced to try it out once, but
Yeah.
they're definitely
Someone else gets to spend that $100.
Exactly. Yeah, it's not going to be me. Is there a game you really enjoy playing despite the theme? Yokohama. It's a trading game. Usually just don't like those running around doing stuff, but I like that game.
Tsukiyumi is a good one from like really fresh in my mind. That theme did nothing to interest me, but I really enjoyed playing that game.
Yeah.
#chill.
I can't think of one off the top of my head that I've been like, this theme is whatever.
I'm trying to think because there's definitely another one that's that way for me where it's like it's a weird theme. I've heard Rococo's that way. I haven't played it, but I've heard Rococo's actually a really solid game despite being about like high fashion.
Mm.
For that matter, Gallerist. I never thought if somebody told me that one of my favorite games of all time would be a game about running an art gallery, I'd have been like, the fuck?
Mm.
And now it is. Food chain, running
Especially
a fast food
if
restaurant.
it was during your Munchkin phase.
Right?
Yeah.
Is it Munchkin Gal?
Munchkin art gallery?
I'd be interested to hear what you have to say on this. Cheers. Well, hopefully.
You enjoyed what we had to say on that.
Next one is from Jeff Calgary.
Woo.
In a recent or couple recent episodes, Adrian, you've been lamenting the lack of quality medium heavy or heavier games that have come out recently. Has there really been a lack, or do you think it's just more where you are as a gamer?
Both. I do think 2018 in particular was a weak year for heavy games. I mean, for that matter, 2017 was a weaker year. It had like Lisboa, because I don't get to play enough of like the new 18XXs, so I don't count those. But like I know even last year at HeavyCon, Edward, like leading up to it, was talking about how like they ended up listing fucking Millennium Blades as a potential winner for the heavy cardboard heavy game of the year. Like that should never happen. Like 2017 was a weak year for heavy games. I think 2018 was also a weaker year. Even ones that really caught early, like Teotihuacan, which I really liked the one time I've played it, but you know, in Slack, like Nick has talked about it, that it was one that was for him. He really liked it the first time he played too, and it just plummeted right after.
So Great Western Trail.
You know, so I do think it's both. Part of where I'm at as a gamer, especially having less money to spend, so I'm being much more judicious about what I buy.
Heavy games aren't cheap.
Heavy games aren't cheap, and so a heavy game really has to appeal to me. I'm essentially now evaluating a lot of games about like, do I think this is going to compete with Le Havre, Food Chain,
Any of the ones you already have, yeah.
Terraforming Mars? Like Terraforming Mars is not a heavy game, but it's a game I fucking love playing. Like it's a game I get to play a lot, And so it's a
Well, and
combination.
I'm sure that's part of it too. Is that like you don't have like. I'm sure you felt the loss of 18 or of Heavy Cardboard moving.
Oh yeah,
to Boston.
for sure. I need to start trying to rally because
you're
really 2 people left. Everybody else is still here. It's just getting them together again and getting that group back going because it's always been a great group.
Same thing happened to my trivia team.
Yeah, it's bizarre how that happens.
Two people left and it all falls apart.
Yeah. So just got to try and pull that back together and actually make it happen again.
I haven't been in the hobby for that long, but even I'm getting less and less interested in the new and shiny, and have been wanting to dive more into games I or my group have played before. I think everybody goes through that at some point. You're just like, I want all these new things, and then you look at yourself and you're like, but look at all these things I haven't even played.
And then we just think about Mansions of Madness 2nd Edition and just want to play that again.
Yeah. Are any of the more hyped, heavier releases, Food Chain Magnet Expansion, City of Big Shoulders, etc., that should land this year got you hyped at all?
On Mars?
On Mars is
that's the one that's been on my radar.
I'm looking to hear more, but I don't think it's going to land this year though. The Kickstarter is going to launch soon, but it probably won't be till 2020.
Yeah, probably early 2020. Unless how far along is it? Yeah, maybe November.
Yeah. FCM expansion, no. Mostly because I still don't know what the fuck it does. Like, I would love more information about how it's actually going to affect gameplay. Food Chain's one of my favorite games. Like, it's roughly number 1.
And if there's a catch-up mechanic, Zach will just pay you for it for the pwn alone.
But if I feel like it's going to really add to that gameplay, then I'd love to. But Food Chain, one of the things I love about it is I felt like it's a game that didn't need an expansion. So I'm very skeptical about what it could add to make it worth what they're asking. City of Big Shoulders, it blows my mind that that's dropping this year because I feel like I've known about that game for a while. No, I'm thinking of something else. There's a heavier game that takes place down in Pueblo. Big Shoulders I am interested in. I've also kind of fallen into most of my rut isn't I don't think there's heavy games coming out right now. It's I'm not getting to play heavy games. And so like with the new releases, I've been trying not to get excited because I don't have anybody around here really who's buying them.
Paul.
Yeah, besides Paul.
Yeah, but even like Paul doesn't have City of Big Shoulders. Paul's, as far as I know, not getting the Food Chain expansion. Like
they just have to play
most
all those
of the
other
things
ones
I hear about Paul buying recently are like massive purchases of Kingdom Death Monster that I have no interest in.
Yeah.
Fucking like
he's sleeving all that shit right now.
I saw his card thing for the inventory or the market things.
I did not see that.
Well, I went.
Also, fuck the rest of this question. We're just going to talk about Kingdom Death now.
No, so we're going to keep this on track. You guys can talk about that shit later. So, no, like I keep hearing about heavy games that I would love to get a try, but then I'm not getting to try them anymore. And I try not to get too excited about games that I don't have the money for. So, that's one of the things I'm looking forward to. This job is the best paying job I've had in the last, decade at least. I might have been making more when I was in the Navy straight out of high school. Ever since the Navy has been a downhill spiral of paying jobs. So I'm looking forward to being able to actually afford to get some of these games more, and I need to do a better job as a podcast host of occasionally reaching out to heavy game producers and designers and being like, yo, send me a review copy, man. Heavy Cardboard's not in Denver. I'll be the Denver heavy game person now. But I have intentionally paid less attention to heavy games that are coming out new because I know I'm not going to.
Gotcha.
They'll still only send them to Commerce City, and you have to go get them.
Oh, yeah. God. Sorry if that was an unsatisfactory answer, Jeff. I feel like it was.
Calgary, Jeff.
Yeah. Yeah, Jeff here doesn't give a shit.
No, he doesn't care
about heavy games.
No. Now, Kingdom Death Monster, on the other hand.
Yeah, that's a heavy game.
Yeah. Got to weigh at least 15 pounds.
Yeah. Downfall. Very heavy.
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit, the boxes.
Nice. Next one is from Josh. What is your ultimate gaming beverage? More specifically, do you have one drink, alcoholic or otherwise, that puts you in a gaming frame of mind like no other?
I wouldn't say that puts me in a gaming frame of mind, but I pretty much always drink beer when I play board games. Like even when I was doing heavy cardboard streams, like I'd be the only person. Like if Megan came along, she'd also have a beer because it's like we're going up there on a Saturday to play a game for like 4 hours. We're gonna have a beer.
Yeah.
But we'd be like the only ones who had beers. And it was like, I don't know how you guys are playing such a serious heavy game without at least a little bit of alcohol.
They need the sharpest mind possible.
Still lose. But no, like I don't know. My first like major board gaming experience was at a bar. Like beer and board gaming have been intricately linked from the beginning with me.
Us and all of our friends that we
Yeah.
play board games with as well. Because
So-
most we go out to breweries and play board games.
I mean, 80% of my social interaction involves in some way, shape, or form alcohol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that might not be a healthy thing.
Maybe it's the most healthy.
You're acknowledging it.
I mean,
think
it
that's
might not
part
be
of
the
it.
healthy thing on a variety of levels.
Yeah.
Like, I know alcohol physically isn't healthy,
It's
but
craft-
also like
It's craft beer. It doesn't even count.
Yeah.
exactly. I drink it for the taste.
Which I still don't know why they drink IPAs.
I still maintain if somebody ever put out a 0 alcohol, 0 calorie IPA beverage that had the same taste and same like carbonated like mouthfeel, I would spend so much fucking money on that because I would be glad to cut alcohol and calories out of the equation and just have that flavor and mouthfeel.
Ugh.
Bold.
So somebody get on that.
No.
Yeah. I know for me, I'll drink, but I don't have anything in particular. I just know
No.
the only thing I
You guys
shouldn't.
barely even drink on the podcast anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Most of the guys have been sick or on medication.
For like a year.
Eh.
Yeah.
Drink. I drink a bunch of.
We used to get so drunk in my kitchen when we did this show.
Yeah.
And then you guys had to drive home.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I have to drive even more home.
Yeah.
Yeah, you used to only have to go like 4 blocks.
Yeah.
Now Zach only has to go 4 blocks.
Yeah. Well, a mile and a half, but yeah.
Yeah.
What? Your house is
I-
not a mile and a half.
And that's
from
how
here.
far. I feel like that's how far I had to walk when I walked here.
I've been enjoying
Walked
the.
here?
When my car got towed. Remember?
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I've been enjoying the mimosas at Bullshit Paul's.
Yes.
It's always been refreshing.
Yep. And then one of
Especially
us.
because we start in the morning,
knocks it
over.
over. Yeah.
You caught the glass though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't catch that liquid though.
It's just floor.
I know one thing I shouldn't have is gin and tonics, just because.
Becomes G and T
Jesus
time.
Christ, you do live a mile and a half
Yeah.
from me, Zach.
Yeah.
How far do I live? Oh, is it like 13 miles?
Something like
Okay,
that.
cool.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if it's
Yeah.
more.
But mainly just because I can just.
You live off MLK, right? No, you live off 26th.
I can just pull it up.
Yeah.
12 miles.
Jeff lives 10 times as far as you, Zach, and you're complaining.
No, I'm not complaining. I'm clarifying. 4 blocks.
I mean, Jeff lived more than 4 blocks from my old apartment,
Yeah.
too.
Yes.
But it was still like 6 minutes.
Yeah.
So
I mean, Zach's like 5 minutes in a car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't know how many times I'm like, all right, Adrian, I'm on my way. And then I'm like, all right, I'm here. And he's like, all right, be out in a couple minutes. I'm like, you motherfucker.
Because I don't see him. Or like the most recent time in the morning.
Well, that was, yeah.
You sent that, and I was like, shit. He's actually going to be here at 1:20.
Yeah.
Like, I told him I'd like to leave around 1:20.
6:20.
6:20, yeah. He's going to be here at 6:20. Fuck.
Yeah.
I'm running behind today.
Tell me a time to be there. I'll fucking be there.
to answer
Another
your,
compliment, you
Yeah.
are one of the most punctual
Yeah.
of my friends.
Thanks to my dad. Anyway.
so that was the answer to your beer question.
Yes.
Yes. Gaming beverage question.
Yep.
But no, there's not a drink that I'm like, if I drink it, I'm like, man, I wish I was gaming right now.
All right.
Water.
Next one. This is from Matt. Who is your wait? I thought okay. Wait. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Had to make sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Who is your favorite person in Slack and why is it Offer?
Ofer.
It's not.
Offer.
My favorite person in Slack.
Whoever mediates Paul.
Yeah.
Mm,
Whoever
that
can-
doesn't do enough for me.
You know.
I don't know. I think May does a whole lot of actual like useful contributions to the Slack.
She knows so much.
She's got a ton of good information.
Yeah.
She's friends with all of the higher ups and all of the board game companies.
Ofer just mocks me. Like
Ooh, that's,
I mean,
I
I'm
think-
sure.
yeah.
Like I could see you guys having.
yeah.
Ofer beat-
I
Mhm.
mean, that's a good.
Like if I was either one of you to that question, I would say, "Who's your favorite person in Slack and why is it Ofer?" It's Ofer because he's just as mean to Adrian as the rest of us. I could also see
I'm
both
try-
of
I'm
you
tr-
answering Chad
Mhm.
because he doesn't like any of the good games that I
Yeah,
like.
it's also true.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think.
Chad hates Spirit Island.
Yeah. Is there anyone who like consistently has Adrian's back? I don't think so.
Even Nick doesn't have my back that often.
And he's like the one that would.
Yeah. I can't even get Nick on my side. I'm so alone. Nick's another one though that's good. I really like Nick's. I really like when Sidharth pops in. Like he doesn't chime in often, but when he does, that guy is a font of heavy game knowledge.
Yeah.
And he has so much in-depth knowledge about so many games. I'll never play Food Chain Online with him ever again. But playing with him in person is a delight. Because he'll be like, you shouldn't do that. And here's like 12 strategy reasons why that's a bad plan. It's like, thanks, dude.
I like when Ant is summoned about some booze or Blood Bowl question.
Oh, I like it whenever we release an episode and then Ant's always just like, Jesus Christ, Jeff, you fucked it up again.
Yeah, I'm sure I got something about ruler physics wrong.
I like that we didn't even talk about this. I like that in last Wednesday's episode when we were doing the Kickstarter for the little
Cutimal Blood Bowl teams.
Cutimal Blood Bowl teams. I got more of the teams right than you did.
Yeah.
In guessing what the cute animal teams were supposed to be.
I was trying to guess them off of the positionals more than the look. And that was my mistake.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Yeah.
If you can have any...
I think we can all agree, though, Matt's not our favorite person on Sunday.
No, absolutely
Unanimous.
not. Yeah.
Unanimous.
No. Didn't even come up once.
No. If you can have any board game designer and publisher create a board game based on your life, who would you choose to make your game and why? What game mechanics would you include? On a scale of soggy wheat bits to autumn leaves, how crunchy is your game?
So I think I would choose, it would be a game I'd probably never play, but I'd want Vlada Shvadl to design it just so I could see what fucking weird way he came up with to put my life into a board game. I would really like to think it would be fresh autumn leaves, just real, but I feel like it'd be soggy wheat bix, 100%. Mechanics, is there a mechanic that is just AP? Like not just the player needing to think about it. I
think it's
like it'd be the opposite of that Kitchen Rush game where
it's time, but it's like you have to not make a decision for like 5 minutes.
You flip a sand timer and you can't take an action until the sand timer runs out, and it's like a 5 to 10 minute sand timer.
Yep.
Yeah. Nice.
I think mine. I don't know, whoever would be good at dexterity games, because I feel like mine should be a bullshit dexterity game because you need a lot of luck to do it. But then if it all crumbles down, you're like, yeah, that makes sense. It's going to happen at some point.
I don't know. It would have to be like a choose your own adventure, Tales of the Arabian Nights style, where it all just really doesn't fit together, but terrible things happen.
Yeah.
And you still make it through.
Yeah. You're enjoying the ride.
Yeah. It's all about the story.
Yeah. The stop's not so great, but all right. There it is. Would you rather be stuck in a room with all of your favorite games, but the people stuck with you hate board games, or be in a room with people who love board games, but you only have original Catan and Dominion to play with?
The latter for sure. I actually like Catan, and so if I was stuck in a room with people who loved board games, and those are the two board games we have, I feel like we'd be able to get a lot more enjoyment out of them than me trying to convince a bunch of people who hate board games that Food Chain's actually fun.
I would definitely go with the hate board games because I'm sure I would get some enjoyment playing them by myself.
Ooh. Not enough of my favorite games are solo.
Yeah. There'd be enough of like Arkham Horror you can do totally solo.
Yeah.
Terrifying Mars.
But I guess like
solo.
are they going to be like the thing is like with all of these would you rather style questions, there's so much information. Is it like are they going to mock you for liking board games the entire time you're playing them?
Just throwing rotten fruit at you.
Yeah. And what if the people love board games, but they take it super seriously, and then they're like,
what if it's the people who like board games, but it's like you're trying to get Paul to play Catan and Dominion? Like you're stuck in a room with like 6 Pauls, and all you have is Catan and Dominion.
I would rather not have any board games than just Catan and
also,
Dominion.
How long are we there?
Is it like Apocalypse?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, honestly, I would like people who hate board games, and then some of my favorite ones are dexterity ones. So when, obviously, I inevitably have to start eating people because I'm stuck in a room, I have some sort of weapons to help with me.
Yeah.
So
those are like metal rods in suspend.
Exactly.
You can fucking You can turn some people into some chains with that.
Yeah.
Jesus.
This is in Zach's fictional Scott Pilgrim universe.
Sure,
of course.
sure.
That's where this situation is happening.
Obviously, yeah. Next one is Alex from France.
Alex from France. He is from France.
Yeah. Hi guys.
Does he have a cone head?
I don't know. That's a question for you, Alex.
Turned it around.
Yeah. What is your least favorite American city, and why is it Chicago?
Because Chicago fucking sucks.
Why is it Chicago, though?
Because Chicago sucks.
It's not a good reason.
I have not had well, that's not true. I've had some fun experiences in Chicago.
Why don't you choose, like, Des Moines?
Because I've never been to Des Moines.
Well, it's probably worse than Chicago.
Of all the cities I've been to, and to be fair,
The question was not been to. What is your least favorite American city? You can use whatever you want for
whatever
the basis of
criteria
this.
you want.
Yeah.
but I said, and then why is it Chicago? Well, it's Chicago because the traffic sucks. The people are assholes. I've never felt more out of place in a brewery than I ever did in Chicago.
Weird.
I went to a brewery in Chicago. There's a bunch of people clean shaven in like pressed slacks and button down shirts.
You're probably far too close to a business center.
And I was in ratty jeans, a button down shirt with a gnarly beard. And I was like, I just want to go back to Denver. These are not my people.
Not going to the right places.
Well, I didn't have a true Chicagan with me. Paul would have fit it right in, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
Despite the fact that Paul has a beard.
Yeah.
Him and I would have been the only people in the entire brewery with a beard.
I don't know.
What's a brewery without beards? Just don't know. Just why does that exist?
I don't know. I've never been I've seen Chicago like driving by.
Yeah.
Baltimore was also a shithole, but
There you
I've
go.
only driven through Baltimore, so I don't think that super counts.
I've driven through Gary.
Is Gary technically a city though?
It is. Gary, Indiana.
Well, no, but I mean because there's city, town, like
City of
there's
Gary, Indiana.
sizes,
I don't know.
size
You've
regulations.
got the laptop. You search the specific connotation of the place of Gary. Fellowship of Gary, Indiana. There's your high fantasy novel.
Fuck that. Gary is a city in Lake County, Indiana.
Yep.
Yeah, Gary might actually beat Chicago.
Yeah.
Chicago, second only to Gary for worst cities.
Yeah, apparently, like for U.S. states, the minimum is between 1,500 and 5,000 inhabitants.
Okay.
So, like minimum for what they consider a city.
That's way smaller than I thought.
We've all learned something.
I do
today.
like that. Dictionary is just like a large town. That's what a city is.
Great
Good to know. Thanks.
Gary is 80,000 people.
Apparently, city is also short for City of London. So now we know.
Sure.
Okay.
Gary is the 9th largest city in the state of Indiana.
Yep.
Way to break into the top 10 there, Gary.
It's very close to Chicago, so it's basically
A suburb.
attached.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. For me, one of the cities in Georgia. Meh.
The entire state of Maryland is not very high on my favorites list. I've at least had fun in Chicago. I've never had fun in Maryland.
I've never had fun in Wyoming.
Oh, I've had a blast in
Because I've
Wyoming.
never been to Wyoming.
Okay, well, I've never had fun in North Dakota.
Don't go there. There's no fun to be had.
I'm sure I
Pueblo
can
also
find...
sucks. Pueblo sucks.
Yeah. Now you're learning all of these geographical
Pueblo
areas.
has meth, though.
Yeah.
You have a lot of fun on meth.
So you pluck your eyes out to get closer to God.
Yep.
I do agree with Georgia having some pretty shitty
Yeah.
cities. Maybe, depending on the definition.
Let's just alienate all our listeners across the country.
That's fine. I'm okay if
Especially- yeah.
I'm okay if people from Georgia don't listen to us.
Yeah, fuck you, 7 people.
Atlanta is a pretty big city, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
that
let's
listen to
be
us
honest,
from Georgia.
Let's be honest, no one in Atlanta is listening to this podcast.
We have no Atlanteans listening to us
I don't
right
know.
now.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Follow
we'll
up.
find out.
I'm
Yeah.
willing to take that risk.
Follow up. If you had to move this show to your non-Denver favorite city, what would be the new name of the show?
I had an answer for this and I forgot to write it down.
I
'Cause
don't.
now I can't remember.
It would be something beach related. I don't know.
Yeah, mine was
the
something.
Beach Boys, but for games.
Mine was something. Mine was something Pacific Northwest. It was something like.
Beaches and board games. We record on the
There-
beach.
Yeah.
There you keep the alliteration.
Yeah.
I mean, we do that now. We just
ASMR.
yeah.
Yeah.
So mine was something like board gaming podcast network with PNW being Pacific Northwest. Like, so I'd probably move to like Portland, Seattle, or Vancouver.
No, it's Oregon. Oregon. I went there. It was good.
Yeah.
Dungeons and Depression. In the drizzle.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, because it's so hard to get rid of the Mile High. Like, you can keep the other alliterations. It's hard to get rid of the Mile High.
We just have to move higher.
2 Mile High.
Yeah.
Can't take me high.
Nope. All right. Question for you, Adrian. Does a train game requires to feature trains?
Yes. I mean, I can't think of any train games that don't feature trains. They might be heavily abstracted, but they still feature them.
Via spreadsheet or other.
Yes.
Question for all. Is there a game you wouldn't play because of your job, current or past?
No.
No.
No, I don't.
I still like brew crafters despite working in a brewery and not really liking it.
I've never played it.
It was Agricola, but for beer.
Yeah. Zach, despite working in the financial sector, still really likes games about financial crimes.
Yeah, corrupt financial actions. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Is there any games about managing stocking departments and things?
No, because it's boring.
I mean, you say that.
You say
and
that.
There's so many games about farming in the Mediterranean.
Yeah.
Shipping in the Mediterranean. How much farming in the Mediterranean games are there?
Agricola.
Is that in the Mediterranean?
I mean, Agricola is Latin for farmer, so I got to assume it's a Latin-speaking country, which probably makes it like...
Or is not near the Mediterranean.
Means it's like Roman Empire.
That could be...
But are they doing it in the Mediterranean?
Yeah.
Yes, they're farming in the Aegean Sea.
Have they dammed up the Mediterranean, drained it, and are now farming on the
No,
sea
because
floor?
that would have drastically bad effects for the climate all around.
Yes.
You wouldn't be farming shit if you dried out the Mediterranean.
You're not wrong.
No.
All right. Next one is from Patrick. Who is your favorite listener named Lance? I think Lance.
Lance.
Wait. Sorry, no, Lance. My bad.
Definitely Lance.
Yeah.
But not that Lance.
No, that Lance
The other
that's a great Lance right there.
It's my favorite Lance.
It's your Lance can go fuck himself, Adrian.
I mean,
fuck that Lance.
Yeah,
I mean, part of why I like my Lance is that he's such a dick.
You do like dicks.
That's why I'm friends with Paul.
Lance.
Thank you, Patrick.
Yes, thank you.
Every time I say I'm going to be nicer to Paul, I end up being meaner to Paul. Then I feel bad. I'm sorry, Paul.
That's fine. He'll say something that'll get you pissed off. So.
Just remember, he beat you in Race for the Galaxy.
Yeah.
Out of fucking nowhere. And then he wouldn't even explain why. He just says, I cheated.
Yeah. Next one is from Jake from Draft Mechanic. What is your favorite bean?
I hate beans. Like, there's only one food on this planet that I will unilaterally
Adrian,
not eat.
You can elaborate more later. There's a least favorite bean.
Oh yeah. All right, so my most favorite bean is like maybe a lima bean.
Okay.
Does a lentil count?
Yes.
Lentils then.
Okay.
Chickpea count.
Ooh, chickpea might rival lentil.
Okay. My favorite, jelly beans.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah,
I didn't
No,
know
you can't change your answer.
You can't
Fuck
change
you.
it.
You already said it.
It's too bad.
You weren't creative like us.
Yeah.
Oh, Zach was creative. He just
Yeah.
tagged along.
Yeah, the same thing.
That's why I let Jeff go first.
Fuck you guys.
I can ride coattails to greatness.
Absolutely.
I'm great still.
Mhm.
What was the first video game you remember playing?
Super Mario Brothers for the original Nintendo.
I want to say same thing. But also my earliest good memory of video games was playing Shadows of the Empire on 64.
Mm-hmm.
Racing around in that city, like having
Mos Eisley.
yeah, and like I was on the speeder and I had to like destroy a bunch of things, and I was able to kill everybody. Like you go through Mos Eisley and then you go like an extended thing like through the like these chasms and shit like that. Do you remember what I'm talking about at all?
Yeah.
Okay. I killed everybody in Mos Eisley, so the entire other half of the thing was just like, all right, well, I'm just gonna drive over here.
Everyone's dead.
Yeah, everyone's dead, so I'm just gonna drive all the way over here. All right.
And I think that was a swoop bike.
Gotcha.
Was what it was called.
Do you have a screenshot over there while you were looking that up by the chance?
I mean, I did.
Oh.
a lot like that.
Yes, it did. Oh,
Yeah.
Look at those pixels.
You can get that on Steam right now if you want.
Which one was that?
Shadows of the Empire. It was a launch game for the 64.
Yeah.
I vaguely remember that. That's the first game you remember playing?
No, that's my first I remember playing games, but it was I remember playing Super Mario or whatever, but I just remember that was memory of a game, if that makes sense.
And mine could have been Duck Hunt or Track and Field. I don't know which one we started with because we had that 3-pack Nintendo.
Yeah.
So I could have, but I don't remember playing those first.
No, I had a Nintendo 64 with an NES with 40 games. I barely remember playing a couple of them, but that's about it. So I don't feel like that's my first memory.
I played a lot.
Yeah. Also, I'm 2 years younger than you guys. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was my sister that actually got it for Christmas.
So, okay, well, this changes the entire scope of the question. So I guess I'm glad I let you go first.
See, that's what happens.
True memory. I legit remember playing Mario and Duck Hunt on the original NES. Those are the earliest that I can think back to where I remember playing it. Ones that really stood out to me, shit that makes an impact. One that I can actually remember the name of was Sewer Shark for Sega CD.
Gross. That is a bad video game.
I remember loving that game.
Oh, it's
bad.
bad.
You have a track record of liking bad things. So
wow, is that a bad game?
It's got some great live action cutscenes.
The size of a postage stamp.
Yeah, there's a lot of not used space in that
There's
screen.
only so much you could put on a CD.
Yeah. And then there's another one that I've never been able to find. And it was a game, and I don't remember what system it was on specifically. It was on an early system, Sega CD probably, or back I'd say Sega Genesis 64.
Altered Beast.
Maybe, I don't know.
Well, start describing it.
It's 1 to 2 players.
Uh-huh.
You're on motorcycles. It's side scrolly shooter style. Your bikes are at the bottom of the screen and you're moving up the screen. And you can get add-ons that are sidecars and shit that give you better guns and things. The first main boss is an AC 170 big fucking jet with a bunch of guns all over it.
And you're on the ground.
And you're on the ground, and it's on the ground, kind of, maybe, shooting you. It's a real vague memory. If somebody could find what this game is and find me an emulator for it, I'd be eternally grateful.
But it's like a flight shooter. You're not limited to where you can go or anything like that.
No,
it's 1942.
No, I think you're stuck on the bottom.
Okay.
You're two. If it's 2 player, there's 2 bikes. If it's 1 person, it's 1 bike.
So it's like Galaga, where you're stuck to the bottom.
Yeah, and it's moving down the screen. So it's not a side scroller; it's a down scroller.
It's a shooter.
Yeah, shooter, and like I said, you pick up bonuses, and they're in the form of sidecars that give you missiles and special guns. And the first main boss I remember was this huge C-130 cargo plane that was just covered in guns and turrets and missiles and shit that you had to dodge as you shot it to pieces.
Okay.
All right.
Now we know.
Now we know.
Star Fox.
That's another early one I remember playing.
Yeah.
Do a barrel roll.
Who stole
then he does an aerial roll, not an actually barrel roll.
Gotcha. Yeah.
That's the joke.
Yes. Who stole the cookie from the cookie jar?
Adrian.
Jester. That fucking bitch.
Yeah. I'm okay with that. Who is the best?
Whoa!
What? Yeah, no.
All right.
What is the best game night snack?
It's a very large difference.
I've not been drinking nearly enough for that question.
Yeah.
Best game night snack. I like pretzels. They don't leave your hands greasy. They're tasty, salty.
Chips and guac. Some good
yeah.
Tostitos or tortilla chips and guac.
Tortilla chips and whatever, guac or salsa or queso.
Some dip
yes.
Yeah,
related.
You keep the dip off to the side away from things. The chips themselves don't leave your fingers all fucked up.
Unless you get really shitty ones.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
Like Santitos or whatever they're called.
Still going with pretzels.
Go for it. Who's got the hooch? Baby? Who's got the only good thing in the world? Whenever I see the word hooch, I just think of Scrubs hooch.
Yep.
I don't know what that is. This a reference to something?
It's from a song. Maybe from Scrubs, actually.
I think it's...
I shouldn't do this. What am I? Nope, stop. Close tab.
I think this is Hooch by Everything.
The band is
was-
everything?
The artist is everything.
And yeah, when I Google searched it real quick, it
And they are an
popped
actual
up
band.
Scrubs
but
song.
they are most known for Scrubs song thing.
Okay.
So maybe it's Scrubs related. I don't know.
Is that how the song goes? I don't remember that well. Well,
We don't remember it at all.
Yes, we don't. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know either.
What do you do with your expansion boxes, especially if you consolidate everything into the main box? Throw them away. That's what I do.
Mine form an intricate backing system at the back of my Kallax between the wall and the games that I want to fit perfectly even with the front edge of the Kallax.
I don't know if I've really thrown any away at all.
What do
Like
you
I
do
still
with
have they're still hanging out.
them? Okay.
Like the grizzled
Gotcha.
still there. Both of them. I even have it all in one box. I just have the other box.
Right.
Well, I have all of mine too.
Yeah. I
Well, so
just haven't broken them down. I think like when I broke them all down from the Star Realms, I think I folded down the boxes and
Fuck.
put them in one of the other
oh wow.
unused
Gotcha.
boxes that I
Right.
now have.
So Jeff hoards it.
Yeah.
Adrian hides his shame, and then I throw away like a normal person. Got
Yeah.
it.
Pause.
You have to pee again?
Yes.
Oh my god.
bad. Like about to piss myself.
Ugh. He just fucking pissed himself.
No. I was gonna.
What does this have to do with Scrubs?
It was featured on Scrubs at some point.
Okay.
They have something here. Well, Apple Music has the Scrubs original television soundtrack
Gotcha.
as well. In case you want to hear all the hits from 2002.
Hooch, like the character Hooch from Scrubs.
Hooch is crazy.
Yeah. Hooch is real crazy.
I'm sure I've heard this song at some point or another. Sure we'll get some sort of copyright strike.
Yeah, it's fine.
Just cut it out.
We started recording at about 6:37ish. I've urinated out the 48 ounces or so of fluid that I've consumed.
6:57ish, sir.
Yeah. So in the 3.5 hours, I have urinated out literally all of the liquid I've consumed.
Did you say 48? 12. Oh, you have 4. Okay, I didn't see that one.
But he's not done with that one yet.
No,
I'm almost done. I said almost 48 ounces.
On to least favorite bean.
Were you guys playing
Yeah.
the song?
Yeah.
Was it from Scrubs?
Apparently, that
It was
but I don't
in
know.
Scrubs,
Yeah.
but it was immemorable.
Okay.
What is your least favorite bean?
Refried.
Mine
By
are
far.
shitty refried. Like, I've had good refried beans and they're good, but bad ones like Taco Bell, like it's just bland. And it's the thing I hate about mayonnaise, that for me, it just adds texture with no flavor, and that annoys me.
I don't know what mayonnaise you're consuming that does not have flavor.
Doesn't, no.
See, refried beans for me, like, so earlier when I was like, your favorite bean, and I was like, I hate them all. Like, that actually was a good answer for favorite bean because I don't have a favorite. I
Uh-huh.
just like them all, but I do have a least favorite, and it's refried. As in, refried beans will make me nauseous. Like, if the three of us were sitting at this table right now having dinner, and one of you had brought refried beans, I would have a hard time eating my own meal if I could smell your refried beans.
Gotcha.
I hate refried beans. They're the worst thing on the planet. If I could get rid of anything on the planet, it wouldn't be like something good like cancer. It would be refried beans.
That's your
It wouldn't
one,
even
huh?
be something annoying like mosquitoes. It would be refried beans.
Gotcha.
He's going to die on that rock.
Yeah, he is,
I
apparently.
fucking hate refried beans.
Jeff, did you say what yours was?
No.
Okay.
What's your least favorite bean, Jeff?
Like the vomit flavored ones?
Okay, yeah, from the
Harry
vomit-
Potter?
Yeah,
Holy shit, you're full of bullshit answers.
I like it. No, I like it. You're only allowed to keep one game per letter of the alphabet. Which letter will be the hardest to narrow down?
Probably T.
So it depends on whether or not you include the.
I would not include the.
I would not include the.
Then T is relatively safe for me.
Yeah.
I ran into issues with see, I should have written all these fucking down. F was a weird one. Food chain, feudum.
It's good we're not big fans of whatever that that guy who always names his things F. Like
Friedman Freese.
Yes. First and fell.
But yeah, like food chain, feudum.
I feel like that'd be an easy choice for you.
There was another one. No, because I mean, it would. Like, I'd take Food Chain, but I would hate to give up some of the other ones that were there. There was another one that was really surprisingly tough. T, I think, was another one, actually, that was tough. Like, because it's Terraforming Mars, Tramways.
Twilight Imperium.
Man, I'd give up Twilight Imperium. There were a couple others in there. I had a good list.
If you give up Twilight Imperium, you can just never play ours ever again.
I'd, again, probably be okay with that.
This nerd only has one letter T in his collection.
Yeah.
Let's not play with him.
I would still never do that. There were too many, going through that, there were too many letters. Like, I came across like 5 right away, whereas like, I'd have to get rid of some of my favorite games if I was to narrow it down that much.
M.
B, do I get to keep both brasses? Like, because they're both brass?
No?
Nope.
Or do I have to choose?
Absolutely.
Because then I also, like, there's other Bs that I like that I'm drawing a blank on.
Those-
V, Vinos, Vanuatu. Yeah.
Tough decision.
It was a bullshit question.
Yeah, well, those are all
I
good
would never do
answers. I don't know because I never actually looked to see what all my games are. So I don't know.
Say M because then you have to.
Do you not have them on your BGG?
No, I
No,
stopped. I stopped editing that years ago
We should
because
catch it up.
why?
I don't know. So people can. You're linked on our guild. Somebody could click on your name and be like, "What games does Zach own?" And then be like, "Oh, Zach owns these games. I like Zach." Or Zach owns these games. Why doesn't Zach own a good game?
Just ask me. No,
Are you gonna answer if somebody messages you on BGG and is like, "Hey Zach, what games do you own?" Are you gonna send them a list of all of the games you own?
I'd answer them, but it wouldn't be that. Next one is from Taylor. Assuming you can gift an intellectual property to any board game design team, who is your dream team and what game are they designing? What does it go for? What does it go for on Kickstarter, and how fast does the hype die after? What future expansion makes your dream team themed game into an unwieldy monstrosity that it gets to be too much to pull off the shelf? So there we go. That'd be that. What is it? That ring? No, whatever that other one is. That one thing you're always talking about. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. So for me, I feel like aside from the IP issue, it would be Terraforming Mars. It
Just by any.
It doesn't go on Kickstarter for anything until it's an expansion, like 7 expansions into the cycle. And the hype dies real fast after that because you're like, how much is it worth pulling out all of these expansions every time I want to play? Yeah, no, I don't know. I can't think of any IPs, though, that I really want made. I don't think of games that way. I don't get excited about IPs as much. I get more nervous. It's like, oh, shit. I really like that IP. How are they going to fuck it up?
They're going to make a talisman game out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Christ. But otherwise you could name like any IP I've ever geeked out about. Like I'd be interested in a good game in that IP. It's just, I don't have any ideas about what that good game would actually be like. I guess I would love an actual, like, cause I've looked and there's not really a Wheel of Time RPG. I'd really like a Wheel of Time RPG that implemented their magic system really well, their different races and abilities really well, cultures, fighting styles, all that stuff. It's a 14-book series. There's plenty of information to get out of it. I would hope it wouldn't go on Kickstarter. If it did, it'd go for RPG book prices, so like $50-ish, maybe more. Hype would die pretty fast because they wouldn't actually do it right. It would fail. The first expansion they did, I don't know, the Age of Legends expansion, because then they try to bring all that modern magic I talked about earlier that seemed so cool into it, but they wouldn't know how to do it right. And they'd make it really clunky. And then I never played again.
Gotcha.
There you go. I came up with a real answer.
There you go.
Either you got anything?
Yes. I just literally just came up with it, but Jurassic Park, like a storytelling game a la Legacy Dragonholt-esque style of thing.
Like a choose your own adventure.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then it would be so Nikki Valens and whatnot. And I don't know, it wouldn't go on Kickstarter, but
Because it'd be Fantasy Flight.
exactly. Well, she doesn't work for them anymore.
That's
but,
true.
It would get an expansion that they would end up bringing the movies in, and then it would get unwieldy once they brought in mutant dinosaurs that really just sort of bring the whole franchise down.
Just crushes it under the mutant weight.
Yes. And then everyone's just like, everybody's making stupid decisions. This is dumb.
I think I have to go back to sci-fi franchise and Halo for sure.
There isn't a Halo board game.
There's
think
Halo
there has
combat
been.
game.
I mean, there's got to be
Yeah.
It's a minis game.
Yeah. It would need to. I think Fantasy Flight would do it justice. I don't really know what genre it would float
Exactly.
around in though. Like I would want like Twilight Imperium level, but I would also want like ground level and like sky.
Yeah.
Like I would want like different tiers in there.
So you want the bullshit like game that somebody made up where they combine like Star Wars Rebellion, and when you do the land battles, it's Imperial Assault, and when you do the air battles, it's Armada. And
Yeah.
so basically, you're playing 3 different games at the same time.
I
with
just
way too much complexity.
I just want Star Wars Rebellion, but Halo themed at this point.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
And then you could have a third faction be the Flood, who a blind person is just playing because they're like, or it's just someone is just doing whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah.
You're like, get the fuck
But they
out of
can't
here.
get the spaceships.
Yeah, they can't get the spaceships.
Yep. No Kickstarter. Future expansion. Maybe Flood is a future expansion.
Yeah.
that makes it too unwieldy because you're trying to manage a
Yeah, then
group
they
that just does whatever the fuck it wants across the map.
go through
Yeah.
like the first trilogy of stuff and it's good, but then they go into 4 and 5 and it's
And then 5 is just the same boss over
Yeah.
and over and over.
Yeah. What Costco or other bulk food purchase trap do you commonly fall into and immediately regret? I have a great answer for this, and it's not really bulk food. It's actually seasonal, and it's now. Because like you said, jelly beans fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And during Easter, they're like, hey, let's turn everything into a jelly bean. Let's do sweet tart jelly beans. Let's do Jolly Rancher.
Absolutely.
And I'm like, you motherfuckers.
I've
Yeah.
known you for so long, and I never knew you had a weakness for like Easter time frame, spring time frame jelly beans.
Well, it's because I've been trying to not get them because I know I will. If I buy one, I'm buying 6. So,
And you're eating them all.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So the closest I have would probably be mac and cheese, and it's not like Costco levels of bulk, but it's like
You didn't buy that 40-pound thing of mac and
No.
cheese that lasted for 20 years.
Buy the pallet, please.
Yeah,
If I could, like if I had Sam's Club, it'd probably be worse. But it's like I'm at Safeway or King Supers, and they have the shrink wrapped 5 boxes of Kraft mac and cheese for like $4.70, $4.80, and I'm like, that's less than $1 a box. Get in on that. And I always get it as like I'll throw this in my cart with all these other meals I'm planning on making, and this is my emergency. Like if I run out of food before I make my other meals,
it becomes your major meals.
and then I eat mac and cheese for the next 5 nights while every fresh fruit and veggie I just bought
goes
rots
rots.
in the veggie drawer.
100%. Yeah, no.
Yeah. But now, as for not immediate regret, anytime, and this is the good time of year for this, Reese's has their special, like, larger Reese cups, like whether it's Christmas trees or Halloween, Valentine's hearts, or right now, they're like the Easter eggs or the bunnies.
The ovals.
Yeah. I buy the shit out of those, and then I still eat all of them on like day 1 and 2, and I never regret it because they're the best Reese's thing that Reese's makes.
I mean, if we're talking about non-bulk candy bullshit now, Reese's does eggs.
Oh.
They're just large Reese's pieces, and I love Reese's pieces.
Yeah, no, those things are good.
Yeah, but they're the size of like your Cadbury
Yeah.
chocolate egg.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's all peanut butter.
Yeah.
But Costco wise, I don't know. I buy like non-perishable shit that I can just eat forever. So
I don't have a Costco. Like, I don't go to Costco.
Yeah.
Costco would be dangerous for me.
Yeah.
it's just all like snacks that I
Well,
can eat easily.
Usually for me, if like anytime I've gone to Costco, I'm always just like, yeah, I want that, but I don't want like 20 boxes of
it's
it.
like I want 1 gallon of milk, not
Yeah.
2 gallons of
Yeah.
milk, sir.
Wait, where's the next one?
When I was in college, one of my like go-to make a lot of food for really cheap things, I called it spicy noodles and hot dogs.
Oh
It's-
god.
It's a pound of like the shell noodles. I don't know if they have a specific name in a box.
Yes.
Yeah.
2 cans of Rotel medium, 1 can of Heinz tomato paste, like the I don't know 4 ounce.
Yes.
Yeah.
An entire packet of Heinz hot dogs, and some other
Oscar
small
Mayer
hot
hot dogs?
Oscar Mayer hot
Chopped
dogs.
or just sort of like
Chopped.
Okay.
Like diced up,
Loose.
like diced up.
Yeah.
And then some
Hot-
other like
extra hot
small,
dog water, please.
small hot sauce packet.
Uh-huh.
and then like a 24-ounce can of like tomato sauce. And you just make all of that. It took my biggest pot. I'd make a whole bunch of it, and it would feed me for like a week and a half.
Impressive.
Have you decided to make that for Megan for your anniversary yet?
I've made that twice for Megan. And the first time I was really excited about it because I was like, this
of course
is like one of my favorite meals. And I made it, and she was thoroughly unimpressed. And then we dated for like another, year and a half.
Which
never
good
saw
on
her.
her. Good on her to be.
Yeah.
You never saw her again.
Yeah.
And then I made it again just because like it was like something where our schedules were weird and we were looking to just make something bulk. And I was like, I'll make spicy noodles. You didn't really like it last time, but whatever. It makes a bunch and it lasts a long time. But after dating her for a year and a half where she, actually cooks good food.
Yeah.
Even I was like, this is thoroughly mediocre.
Yeah.
So that was what I made in college that I don't even eat anymore.
Yeah.
I would regret that if I made it now.
I like we're creating questions.
Yeah. Just sort of lengthening the episode.
Yeah.
It's fine. Next one. What high school incident still makes you cringe inside?
I was in gym class. I was fighting over a ball with a guy that I was like, it's our ball, and he wouldn't let go. And then when he let go, because this girl was standing behind me who was fairly short, and I elbowed her right in the face extremely hard.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I felt really bad,
Yeah, that's understandable.
and he was a dick.
Yeah. Adrian?
I think the closest for me would have been like freshman or sophomore year. I don't remember specifically. I was doing okay socially. I bounced around in social circles. Like I kind of fit in with a couple different groups. I was a varsity wrestler at the time. And whatever group I was with at the time, I felt like I was hot shit in that group. And we were walking out of the cafeteria and I was kind of leading the group, and like there was 2 sets of double doors as you went out. And so I pushed the first set open, boom, one hand on each door, pushed them open, walked right down the middle, being badass.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like turned and facing to the side, talking to somebody, not really paying attention. And I went to do it to the second set of doors. And I did. I pushed both doors open. Did not realize that set of doors was the outside set of doors where they need like a post in the middle to like lock the doors.
Mm-hmm.
And so I pushed both doors open and then walked face first
Nice.
right into the post.
Nice.
Mine involved a live journal. So
Nice.
Ooh.
yeah. I got a gift for God damn it. I got a gift for a girl, and it wasn't, I don't know, it wasn't accepted or whatever bullshit. And then I was just like on live journal. I was like, oh my God, blah, blah, whatever bullshit,
Angsty
shit.
school
Yes.
shit, yeah.
Yeah. And I was,
The most edge of lords.
yeah, exactly.
My first really serious, like long-time girlfriend, we dated for like 6 months. Long time.
Mm-hmm.
I broke up with her during lunch break, which was like our normal makeout session. We had like a 3rd floor area we'd go to make out, like with a couple other kids who knew about it and went up there to make out. And I broke up with her in the makeout corner, and it got loud.
I'm sure.
And interrupted a bunch of people's making out. That was a close second. It was only second because the first one happened like right outside the cafeteria,
Yeah.
where a lot of people saw.
Mm-hmm.
The breakup one was a little bit more private, but
Yeah.
probably ruined some other people's days too.
Do you play any instruments? What's your top piece of gear? No.
No.
Yeah. I mean, I want to say technically, but really no.
Okay, good. How many pieces of bread is too many in a multi-level sandwich?
4.
4 is too many.
Yeah.
3 is the max.
4 is you can make 2 different sandwiches
Yeah, exactly.
now.
Exactly.
Yep.
Like, what's a club sandwich? 3?
Yeah,
I think
that's
some,
more like-
some clubs
It's kind
are.
of like 2 sandwiches put
But
together
it's like Big
sometimes.
Mac is like 3, and you're like, that's
Yeah.
fine. But if you're like, let's do a double Big Mac, and you're like,
No,
fuck
Big
off.
Mac's gross.
A
No,
club
Big Mac's
sta-
great, but
I'm in the middle of the Big Mac
that's
debate.
fine. You're that middle piece of
Yeah,
bread.
I'm that middle piece
Big
of bread.
Macs are terrible. I'm on
Um,
that end of that debate.
McDonald's is terrible, but
I mean,
yes.
yes, obviously.
I wonder if like
Big
we
Mac's
made.
like the worst thing they make.
I wonder if we could make like a good Big Mac though, with
Yeah.
like the Big Mac sauce, but you made it your own, like a scratch Big Mac.
I'm sure somebody's done a
Yeah.
passable.
Yeah.
But a burger especially is a good example of where 3 is too many.
Yes.
Because we're not talking about burgers. We're talking
Yeah.
about sandwiches.
Yes.
Yeah.
And in that
Club
case,
sandwich is the most bread to
Yes.
meal that I'll do.
so like when I was in college at Purdue,
Uh-huh.
I worked at Scotty's, which anybody who's listening to this who goes to Gen Con might know Scotty's.
Uh-huh.
They're there in Indianapolis. They made a like a 4
so-
cheese
I-
grilled
oh,
cheese.
oh,
I
wait.
know, I'm sorry. 4 cheese grilled cheese. It had 3 slices of Texas toast, like in it.
Yeah.
And really, you needed that extra slice so you could do like open face one half, closed face the other half, get them hot and kind of melty, and then just put it together into a 3 cheese or 4 cheese or whatever.
Yeah.
And that was pretty good.
Okay.
But no more.
When MHGG is inevitably given a musical adaptation, will you play yourselves or just have actors lip sync over your live recording? Yes.
Yeah, definitely actors.
Yeah.
They will sound great.
Oh,
'Cause
no.
I know I sound great
Fuck
now.
this. We're going to play ourselves, and it's going to be bad.
Mm.
It's going to be like one of those like
I want it to be
Sharknado. It's going to
I
be
want
so
it to
bad
be-
it's good.
played super fucking serious with like the best actors, and then it's just
Yeah.
like no, we have a high quality stuff, and then people like we have the high like things, and then people can be like, oh, okay, now their actual the things inside is mediocre.
Yes.
So
Wait,
that's-
so you want like great actors to play us, but then lip sync while we do the actual lines?
100%. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, I guess that's actually probably better.
Yeah. What original slang term will MHGG coin for the board game industry, and should we begin overusing it now, or are we going for a more subtle, long-term approach to mass adaptation of the term?
I mean, did we not coin bullshit dexterity game? Is that not ours?
I don't think
Has
so.
somebody else described dexterity games as bullshit dexterity games before us?
I'm sure Paul probably heard it somewhere and then repeated it, and then we heard it from Paul.
I'm pretty sure we first described bullshit dexterity games as the games that bullshit Paul plays. I'm claiming bullshit dexterity games. And I like the
So should everybody?
subtle long-term approach.
Okay.
I like the word profusion for the amount of things that are in a board game. I think we'll come up with that one. There's a profusion of mechanics.
This is like the first time I've ever heard anyone on the show use profusion.
Well, we're creating it now, and we're
Okay.
going for slow burn. You heard it here first. We'll see where it comes up next.
Yeah.
Okay, profusion. Bullshit dexterity and profusion.
There.
Zach, you got anything
I got
bad?
nothing for that. Those are both good. You,
Allotment.
yeah, a lot. You have a tattooed. You have to tattoo a phrase on yourself somewhere, always visible. What do you choose?
Super Nintendo for life.
Is it with a 4?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Is it a Y?
Absolutely.
Is
Okay.
it 2 Y?
It's SNES for LYFE.
Okay.
But it's only in the Famicom colors: yellow, red, green, blue.
Gotcha.
So it has to be somewhere always visible. Where is it, Jeff?
Like
Always visible. Always.
Always visible.
man. It's like back of my.
Nope. Do you wear gloves? You wear gloves. I've seen you wear gloves
It's
at work.
got to be on your face.
But I would
Either
be
that-
perfect on the knuckles.
That's fine. You just can never wear gloves again. Are you okay with
I
that?
could probably survive that.
Okay.
Okay.
And,
SNES for LYF. You can't get the E on there, buddy.
no regrets.
You sure you don't want to go to Nintendo? NES. It's got to be SNES.
No, yeah, that's bullshit.
About N64.
No, Super Nintendo.
Wii.
And then I get like the Wii Sports dude on my face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of a tear, it's a me.
Yeah. But with the dick face.
Yeah, with the dick face.
What's your Zach?
Oh fuck, I don't know. I don't know a phrase that I would particularly care about.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I really care about Super Nintendo for
I
life.
understand that.
That's why I could get it off the top of my head.
Yeah. Well, you know what? At least one of us can. So that's something.
Yeah, no, I distinctly hate verbal tattoos. Like words as tattoos are one of my least favorite tattoos. I've never seen one really done well. As I alienate a bunch of listeners who have various word tattoos.
Well, I know if I ever got a tattoo, it'd either be Legend of Zelda themed or Tekken Top and Gurren Lagann themed.
Wait, you made up that last
No,
one.
I did not.
No,
Tekken
those are
Top and
things.
Gurren
Those are
Lagann.
things.
It's an anime.
Yep.
So, yeah. So something relating to either one of those.
It's all Naruto.
Have you seen it at all?
No.
Okay, then you will not get this reference,
No.
which is my drill will pierce the heavens and just put it in your dick.
And then you just walk around with your dick out
Yeah.
all the time because it has
No.
to be always visible.
No.
Yeah, no, this was another one that was really hard for me because I like to wear gloves, so I don't want to do something on my hands. And face and neck tattoos are like my least favorite things.
I would basically just do like it'd either be like chest or on a shoulder, and it's just in case you just get a shirt that can have that.
But I mean, she distinctly says,
I know, afraid.
Always visible.
Yeah.
It's rough.
Fine.
Fuck you, Taylor.
Jeez.
She's got an awesome dog, and I'm really happy she's like, joined the community.
Uh-huh.
But this question sucks.
No, it's fine.
Mostly because it angers me because I have to imagine getting a face or neck tattoo. It just makes me really angry.
Get a nice light post or whatever that is right there.
Nice sweet throat
yeah,
tattoo.
yeah, big lantern.
Yeah, lantern.
Maybe like a Freddy versus Jason, just across your whole neck.
There you go. Whoever wins, we lose.
I'll just get no regrets on my neck, and then I'll have a good, what do I regret for the next time somebody asks me what I regret? Getting this fucking tattoo.
All right, next one is from Daniel. So, Adrian, when the fuck are you going to play Kalis?
I mean, I played Kalis a year ago at...
we're gonna review it soon.
Yes.
Soon. Well, we're gonna be playing it at some point. So
it'll be a review here coming up. I appreciate you sending me Kalis.
But seriously, what type of shenanigans do you guys usually get into? And do you find as you get older, it's less shenanigans and more hijinks? My hijinks to shenanigans ratio is off the charts once I passed 40. Kind of feels like shenanigans is a young man's game. It ain't for the likes of us old folk. So I guess what I'm getting at is any interest in the Caverna expansion, or are you guys pretty much done with that game?
I have interest in the Caverna expansion but I'm afraid because my sweet insert won't fix it. So now I have to have a base game and an expansion box.
Yeah.
Oh dear. So I'm pretty much done with Caverna. Like, I would like to play it with the expansion, but until Jeff gets the expansion, that's not going to happen. To the other question, because there is a question mark, so it's like two distinct phrases. I felt the other way. I feel like hijinks were what my youth was all about, whereas now I'm about shenanigans. Not really sure what the difference is, but if I was to describe what I did now, it'd be more shenanigans.
One's a restaurant.
Exactly.
Fictional restaurant.
Yeah. It's that one place with all that crazy shit and
all over the walls.
Shenanigans.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, shenanigans are like harmless and fun.
Yeah.
Hijinks are like dangerous and risky.
And a dog.
And a dog. Yeah.
Fucking jinx.
Yep. Hello, Jinx. That's what I always like to say to her.
Hello, Jinx. I'm not playing into your pun.
What titles are you looking at for when I send another game? This is D-Watt on Twitter. He's the guy that sent you the Expanse, Jeff, and Kalis to Adrian. I don't know.
A new Mansions and Magic expansion that you don't have yet that doesn't exist.
Yeah. But then by the time it comes out, I won't buy it for a long time, and then randomly I will be like, oh, I'm just going to buy it.
And then it'll show up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you just got to, next time there's something you want, let me know.
Yeah.
The next time there's something...
The Game of Thrones expansion.
Okay. So then the next thing you want, you just message him on Twitter and be like, hey, this is what I want. And
all of Kingdom Death.
Yeah.
Magnetized.
If Zach gets all of Kingdom Death magnetized, I'm going to need something more than Kalis.
Next one is from Offer. Guys, it's off.
It's the second time we've done that.
Which co-host would you choose to cuddle for warmth?
Zach.
Yeah.
Zach, who would you choose?
Jester.
She is toasty.
Would your Dream 18XX Blood... What would your Dream 18XX Blood Bowl mashup / crossover board game look like? I think it'd look like a gun.
I think it would have to be an overall league management game.
Yeah.
Where it would be the whole kind of like Blood Bowl universe, and all of the different player roles would be those different like team general managers kind of managing their teams and movement across to the different stadiums and stuff like that.
For me, it'd be a two-phase game played over two different instances. So one side would be your organization has to build a transportation network to get your team to the different games, and they're like, you know your schedule, so you have to make sure that by that round you have a track to that space.
Yeah.
I play that game. And then the second half of the game is your team has to actually play, and the better they do, all the star points and league shit. Jeff does that.
I think you're missing out on the whole Like, you have to have advertisers. You have to have enough money to pay for your teams. There's going to be a whole financial system to this as well, where you have buy-ins on these various teams.
You can all include that on the 18X. But that's not in Blood Bowl, and that's not in 18XX.
That's absolutely
it's a
in Blood
crossover
Bowl.
of those.
Mashup. It says mashup.
Where is that in Blood Bowl?
I mean, you start with $1 million gold. You are using that gold to buy your players for your team. You are redrafting with that gold.
Yeah.
Where do you think this gold comes from? I roll a d6 in the board game, but where are you really getting that money from? Advertisers.
I like this old lady that we brought in.
Yeah,
Jeff.
yeah. We swapped Jeff out. We found this guy on the fucking yard.
Do you need another cigarette?
Madge, trucker.
We need a fucking
Yeah.
It really like flipped the switch
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
It was like getting bad, and then it was like, "Oh, hi, Madge. I'm glad you could join us."
Where's my carton of cigarettes?
All right, Adrian. There's been a lot of great Nickelback albums over the years. Which one's your favorite? I know it's a hard choice, Adrian. What makes that album really stand out over the others?
God damn it. I mean, I feel like it's got to be Silver Side Up. That was the last one I bought. It's from 2001.
It's a classic.
It is. It's definitely got I don't know, some songs on it.
It's okay. Is that
Like, this is how I know that Nickelback's just
It was definitely
so generic.
the one from the one that contained "How You Remind Me."
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
The most famous of Nickelback songs.
I don't know about that.
With its 2005 follow-up with "Photograph."
Yeah, I feel like Photograph.
See, that was actually where. So, because I'll freely admit,
Oh, is that when it sold out?
That's where I lost Nickelback.
Yeah.
I fucking hate the song "Photograph."
I'm not. You're not wrong. It's a garbage song, but just
I don't
look
know.
at this photograph.
I mean, I guess I could go like, true fan and say something like "Curb" from 1996. Because Nickelback was around in 1996. I didn't know that until I just Googled Nickelback discography. They've been around since 96.
Yep.
They've been around since I was 11. This is fucking stupid.
Loved him ever since you were a teenager.
Yeah. Jeff, now that you've broken your leg and had a pulmonary embolism, what other medical adventures are you planning to tackle in 2019? Especially, like we said many times, your insurance is golden now.
Maxed out of pocket.
Yeah.
Can I make a suggestion?
Experimental stabbings.
No.
Ebola.
I mean, if that's what you want to go for, go for it.
I mean,
But
we
I
can
just
try it out, and then we'll see how it goes.
I just started working at a company that specializes in making machines for blood cancer.
I'm going to give cancer a shot.
It's easy. All you do is take cancer, you inject it into your blood.
Yeah.
Now you got blood cancer.
That's how that works.
That's how it works.
Absolutely.
And Matt, you should know. Zach, as the least controversial host of MHGG, why? I don't know. I tend to live vicariously through people.
Always strong opinions.
Yeah.
Zach.
Andrew, I have questions. Good.
I have questions?
Nature fucked up, and you have to choose 3 hands, 1 foot, or 3 feet, 1 hand. I choose 3 hands, 1 foot because then one of my feet would then be a hand, but I can still walk.
Yeah, that's definitely.
Yeah,
He's not saying arms or anything's different. It's just you got a hand down there, and then I can be like a fucking ape.
Yeah.
And just grab shit with my feet.
Eating bananas.
Eating
with your
bananas
feet.
with my feet.
it's a no goddamn brainer.
Yeah.
Because you didn't give enough information
Exactly.
about how it actually takes place.
Easy question.
Yeah.
Although I could also kick somebody in the face with my fist if you had your foot.
Yeah.
That'd be good too.
I mean, there's so many reasons.
You'd be an MMA
to
guy.
do 3 hands, 1 foot.
You come up with the kick and you grab.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
So many reasons. 3 hands, 1 foot,
Yeah.
objectively superior.
Or, I mean, MMA God, what would 3 feet do? Would punching with your hand, with your feet?
But yeah, but then you can't grab. But you've got a whole like.
And
you
also,
like, do
I'm
that
pretty sure, isn't there things about kicking people with your, like, where
Yeah.
you can't kick them in certain spots?
where you could totally punch them.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
now you can't.
Yeah.
You're limited a whole arm. I mean, and like I said, the best grab you could do is like that awkward toe pinch to try and pick up like a quarter.
Like when they're doing those weird little shin kicks,
Yeah.
could be a hand coming at their shin.
Yeah.
Like,
Not expecting it. No, it's 100% 3 hands.
It's like in Aeon Flux, she didn't get 2 hands or 2 feet put on her hands. She got extra sets of hands put on her feet. So she'd be badass.
Yep.
It's a weird show.
Yeah.
It's a real weird movie.
Would you rather live to 100 or to 55 or 110? You'd be healthy for the age most of those years.
110. If I could be on average healthy for the age, I'd 110.
Yeah.
I'm already over halfway to 55. I'm not ready to be halfway done with my life.
Yeah.
That's not a reality I'm ready to embrace. I mean, it's probably true, but I don't want to like face that.
Yeah. I'd probably go 55. It's old. I've seen.
Zach's just tapping out.
I've seen some old people, and I'm like, oh, that's real old.
My 96-year-old grandma's starting to make me rethink this.
Yeah,
whole
exactly.
But
that's still 14 years after that.
But I don't know.
Also, wait. The question is,
but you're healthy for your age.
am I immortal until that time? And is it? Am I dying? If it's just like I drop dead at 55, or is it just nature takes? What if I get cancer at 40 and then I just have cancer for 70 years?
Oof.
Yeah.
See, again, Boyd, you gotta if you're gonna ask these kinds of questions, you gotta give more info.
Yeah. We need essays.
Mm-hmm. Like everyone else.
Yeah. The world is on the brink of nuclear war that will end humanity, and our only negotiator to keep peace is Paul. What are our odds? Now,
Okay, no, so because again, he fails to give enough information because it depends entirely on who's he negotiating with.
yeah, if it's some sort of religious cult, we're fucked.
Yeah.
Well, if it's literally anything other than Paul negotiating between Paul and Paul, we're fucked. If somehow it's Paul negotiating between 2 Pauls about this, we stand a chance. But we're probably still fucked.
Yeah. You find a genie, but he's a bit limited.
50-50.
Yes. You find a genie, but he's a bit limited. Your choices are he can help you either snowboard at an almost professional level, master a new language, or master a musical instrument of your choice. What do you choose? I would choose instrument and probably, I don't know, guitar. Be super boring there.
That is super boring.
Yeah.
I want to say musical instrument would definitely make you the most money. And that's kind of what I want to choose. But snowboard at a professional level could also make you a lot of money.
Wow. I feel somehow what I thought was an interesting answer now, after you guys' answer, feels boring because I'd love to speak another language. Like, master it. Like, so I speak another language as well as I speak English.
Yeah.
That would be amazing. I would like that for, like, I'm already, I think, a pretty good snowboarder. Like, I'm not professional level. I'm not about to be making money.
To be fair, it's almost a professional level. If it was professional level, snowboarding, but I would probably have to go with musical instruments.
Well, and you know how many people who play musical instruments at, like, almost a master level who are resigned to just making YouTube videos of them doing cover songs and aren't doing shit?
I'm sure their Patreon brings in a couple $100 a month.
Huh. Wonder what that'd be like. Yeah, no, new language for me. Not even
Piano.
close.
Jeff and Zach, in the future, you both die and reincarnate as puppies that get adopted by Adrian and Paul, but you retain your human consciousness. How would you behave?
All right, so in my head, when I saw
we
this,
have to establish. No, because there's a.
I'm about to establish.
Which one of you is adopted by who?
No, in this future, Paul and Adrian have gotten together, married, living together.
This is the worst timeline.
Yeah.
This is what has happened.
And you're like, we
Darkest
can't have
timeline.
kids, so we're going to get 2 dogs.
As gay couples do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Darkest timeline. Darkest timeline.
I don't know. I'd behave pretty good.
Yeah.
As long as I stayed away from Jester, I'd be friends with Jinx. I would be also, I chose my dog species, Corgi.
Corgi? Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I'd be a husky.
She's a puppy. I would, Jinx is more.
Jinx is a year older than Jester.
Yeah,
she's
she's already mellowed. Maybe when Jester's in a year, but the question is now.
Now. Yeah.
So you dead right now.
Yeah.
Me and Paul are distraught by the death of Jeff.
And Zach.
And
Jesus Christ.
And so you haven't chimed in yet.
I did.
But I assume okay, so yes. In the wake of your deaths, I'm so distraught. I leave Megan, fall in love with Paul.
Yeah.
Yes.
and then immediately adopt your reincarnated.
Yeah.
This is the making.
Ship it right now.
This is the making of the best bad sitcom that I've ever heard of.
No, I'm pretty sure I would have one person try and teach me, but then when they tried to show the other person, I would absolutely not do that.
I mean, you could do that for both of us.
Yeah.
You could be perfectly behaved as long as one of us isn't in the room.
Exactly.
Ship Paul and Adrian.
Christ.
All right, next one's from Alex from France again. Someone has written an article claiming that we shouldn't consider Venus as the planet closest to Earth because of the orbits, the planets being on opposite sides of the sun, etc. I will clarify my question in this claim when/if I find back the article I saw on Twitter. Anyway, what's your opinion?
That whoever said that is full of shit.
And is dumb.
Yeah.
Venus is like the most planet out of pretty much all of them because it is Earth-sized.
Well, no, I think he means like physically closest
to Earth.
But I think you look at
Because-
when they're at their closest spot, who's closest. So yes, occasionally Venus will be on the opposite
That's
side
how
of the
orbits
sun.
work.
And maybe fucking, I don't know the exact distance, but maybe Mercury's closer because Venus is on the other side of the sun and Mercury's on our side.
Yeah.
But
Yes,
that
it
doesn't.
is all relative.
It's horseshit. You
Yeah.
plan space missions around orbital positions.
Yeah.
And you plan when things are close to you.
Yes.
They are called planets because they clear other debris from their orbit, unlike things like Pluto,
Yeah.
which is not a
Fucking-
planet because
yeah.
it is in the
Fuck
Oort
you,
cloud.
Pluto.
Yeah.
Even if they find that crazy huge planet sometime in the next decade out there,
Yeah.
might not be declared a planet because it might not have cleared its orbit, but it's so far out there we might not even be able to tell what's in its orbit.
Yeah.
That's what's most interesting.
Yes.
During sports events, a player/team can be penalized for lack of combativeness. Have you ever /often thought this player is not actively trying to win, either in a co-op game or competitive board game? What is your opinion on the subject? I've seen that occasionally.
Yeah, I mean, that's my biggest complaint with like Kingmaker games. When somebody like gets to a point where they're like, whatever I do, I'm not going to win, so I'm going to help Jeff win and not Zach. And it's like, no, fuck you. You should always be trying to win. Like, do whatever's best for you, irregardless of what it does for other players. And that can include sometimes what's best for me is what gets me closest to winning is knocking Jeff back 20 points, even if that means Zach will then win. But it means I'm closer to Zach's score than I would have been to Jeff's score if I had not done that.
Yeah.
And that's a very subtle distinction for me between king making, where it's like, well, Jeff, if I do nothing, Jeff's going to win. But I can do something that helps Zach, versus I will be closest to winning if I hurt Jeff, which still allows Zach to win, but I don't see that as king making Zach. That's me helping myself, which also happens to help second place, but it hurts first place.
Yeah. Or if you're just so far out of the game and you're sort of meandering along or something.
I still pretty much always try to do what's best for me, the player.
Yes. But in a non-king making thing.
Gotcha.
Just go eggs.
Go eggs. Yes, go eggs. What is your view on the concept, learn the game A to ladder learn the game B? Do you think it's a good idea to make the effort to learn the first game and the sole purpose of having less to learn when learning another game? Or do you think it's better to directly learn the game that really interests you and maybe ask the teacher to have a couple of very open plays? For example, Ascension to learn a trade row deck builder. Dominion to learn a market deck builder, Stone Age to learn a worker placement game, or 1889/18 Chesapeake to learn a complex 18XX.
So, I mean, I don't think the 18XX fits in that because 18XX is a legit, not even genre. Like, I mean, it is a genre, but I feel like I wouldn't tell somebody to learn 1889 or 18 Chesapeake to learn, hey, this is what you're going to learn so you can go play other 18XXs. It's like, this is a game you'll learn.
But I've seen people be like, I want to teach you 18XXs. I'm going to teach you this one to get you, it's the best intro one is what, so. Because I really want to play those other ones, but if I try and teach you those first.
See, but if I ever had a player who's like, man, I heard about 18XX, I want to learn 18CZ or 18 OE or some other 18. That's what I'm going to teach them what they want to learn.
Well, yeah.
That's like somebody who's like if somebody came along and is like, I've heard about these worker placement games. I want to play Le Havre. I'm going to teach you Le Havre. If they're
You're
like,
gonna lose.
But if they're
you're going to get housed. But I wouldn't. And the difference is like all the 18X games have a base level of rule set that is the same. But I don't feel like you can say like Dominion's a market deck builder. Like, yes, it is, but it's not like every other market deck builder is Dominion with small tweaks. Like, they're legit different games. It's not, I don't think that's a similar enough comparison. I think 18XX in and of itself is, they're almost all like variants of the same game. So it'd be like a good example to flip that would be like, I'm going to teach you Star Realms so you understand Hero Realms. Like, that's the difference between some 18X. It'd be identifying which of those two.
Which trench deck builder are you learning?
yeah.
What specific variant of trench deck builder. So maybe like,
I've always tried to
don't
explain
know.
it as you're learning
they don't
mechanics that you. This question is better for trying to teach mechanics, I guess. Like, if you teach someone how to play a trench deck builder, they'll probably know how to play another trench deck builder.
Yeah.
If you teach someone how to play an 18XX, they'll probably know how to play another 18XX.
And I
better
would, yeah.
than.
Yeah, I would view it as
I feel
someone
like,
would be like, hey, like,
But there's no,
yeah,
like-
I think if someone's asking for a game, obviously you just teach them the game they
Yeah.
want to play. But I think if they're like, like, I would,
so typically for me,
uh-huh.
I think aside from I'm going to leave the 18XX off the end because I don't think it fits. For me in general, the A to learn B is horseshit. I don't like that. I don't like the idea that to learn worker placements, you have to start somebody at Lords of Waterdeep.
Uh-huh.
And then teach them Lords of Waterdeep and then other ones. Like,
Yeah.
my first worker placement was Agricola. You can dive people right in. And the big difference for me is that but not just like theme, mechanics, all of those things are different from most deck builders to others. Whereas 18XX, like, you could throw a dart at any two 18XX and they are closer to each other than Ascension is to Star Realms by a long shot. Like, Star Realms is so much further from Ascension than any given two 18XX.
They're all fairly similar.
Yeah, those are too similar, I think, to put them. The only reason you choose like an 89 or a Chesapeake is mostly a time thing. It's like, you want to learn whether you like 18XX or not? Let me give you one that's like 3 to 4 hours, and then you can see. That way I'm not throwing you into a 14-hour hellhole.
So it's not learn game A to learn B. It's learn A to see if you like genre A.
Yes.
Okay.
And so I think that's again a subtle difference, but I think it's
Yeah.
an important one. Otherwise, typically, I think learn game A to learn game B is horseshit. Teach what you want, like what people are interested in, what level you think they can handle, kind of thing.
Gotcha.
Because you could run into something where it's like, ew, I didn't like that one.
Yeah.
But maybe they would have liked one that was,
Yeah. Somebody might love Ascension, but not like Star Realms, or vice
Yeah.
versa.
or Aeon's End.
Yeah.
I have read a few really weird and fucked up stories about a gamer finding a relative destroying his or her board game / RPG books because it's a demonic activity. I'm trying to save your soul. Have you ever heard / seen something of this kind, even less extreme firsthand, or only the man who has seen the man who has seen the bear?
So I haven't seen it with games, but when I was in high school, I used to spend my summers out with my grandparents here in Colorado when my family lived in Kansas. And I came out one summer. I spent a month working on my grandparents' farm, and then I went with their church group. I went and did 2 weeks at a church camp retreat up in the mountains, and then I came back. And when I came back, one of the first things I did is went to the car that I had driven out because I was like 17, 16, something like that. I'd driven a car out here, and I popped the trunk to get my CD collection because I wanted to listen to some good music, and my CD collection wasn't there. And I looked and I looked and I looked and I looked and I couldn't find it. So finally, I very casually went to my grandma and I was like, "Hey, Grandma, I can't seem to find my CDs. Do you know where they are?" And she was like, "Well, we need to have a talk about this." And she had burned my entire CD collection because it was devil music. And I got a whole big conversation about like the things we put in our mouths, and like our nose like comes out our body, and like so bad things that go in that way can still come out and the bad can pass through, but the things that go in like our ears and our eyes, there's no outlet for those, and so that bad stays in you and is internalized. And I'm pretty certain it's because one of the main CDs that I had at the time on the front of my like CD book was like 2 or 3 albums by Godsmack, and I'm pretty sure she took that name the wrong way.
Literally.
So that's the closest I've had to somebody being like, I'm trying to help you by destroying shit that you own. And it was like hundreds of dollars worth of CDs.
Bummer.
I was pretty upset by it.
Yeah.
I didn't come back the next summer.
I went to a Christian summer camp, I guess. It was like, I didn't go there because it was Christian, but because my friend went there. But anyway, we brought some manga in there, and that didn't go well. But it was, I think it was, the one I remember was Chobits, and it was like, nope, that's not, nope, that's
not going to make it.
not going to make it.
No, I don't think anyone's ever been like, no, and destroyed anything.
If I had tried to get in like D&D or Magic younger, I might have faced some pushback, but I didn't get into those until I was in my 30s.
Yeah.
Well, and I've never gotten into Magic, so.
Saved a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, last question from Joe. Jeff, have you ever tried Blood Bowl Team Manager or Blitz Bowl? If so, what'd you think? If not, do you have any interest in either?
I have Blood Bowl Team Manager and its expansions, which I have not played, but do want to learn. I've heard it's a little long, but cool. I was excited for Blitz Bowl when it was announced because it was like a sevens kind of setup, but then it just ended up being like a trash, like learn to play Blood Bowl, no real stats or anything.
AKA
game.
learn game A to play.
Yeah, exactly. And the only reason you would get it is to get more minis of the human or orc lineup. And even then, you still don't have enough to have a full fucking orc or human team. Not enough blitzers, not enough black orcs. So it's also trash. But I do want to actually learn to play Team Manager before it gets its WizKids relaunch.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Sooner or later.
All right, that's it from BGG.
Which means that's it.
Oh, thank God.
We're done.
We can go home.
Christ.
We can get back to smoking.
Yeah.
Yeah, Marge, thanks for stepping in for the last couple questions.
I can drop you back off at the truck stop.
It occurs to me we should have done this in a different order. We should have done all these BGG first, and then done Twitter, and then ended with email, so we'd really just end on the heavy shit.
Just real pure voice at that point.
Oh, yeah.
It would sound this good.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think it would have been more meaningful to hear you try to compliment us with your smoker voice.
Yes.
Than anything else we could have done.
Mm-hmm.
So, because it has been a long episode, I'm going to keep this really short. Thank you, everybody, for submitting questions.
Yes,
thank you, everybody who's listened for 2+ hours at this point. We'll see where editing gets us. We really appreciate it. These ones are always a lot of fun for us, mostly because we just get to talk about ourselves and not have to worry about, actually giving a quality product.
Yes.
Quantity product today.
Yeah. High
100%.
quantity content.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you all for participating in that. Hopefully you've enjoyed it, and we'll do another one in, 20 or so weeks. 10 or so weeks.
20
weeks. Yeah, because we do
Every
2
other
episodes.
5.
So every 40 episodes,
Mhm.
20 weeks. Christ, we do so much fucking shit.
Yep.
Most podcasts.
But yeah, thanks everybody. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. We're tired. Jeff has to be up early, as do I. Zach can do whatever he wants.
I'll stay up all night just to be like, fuck you guys.
Yeah.
So thanks for listening. As always, I've been your host, Adrian.
am still Zach.
And I'm Smoker Jeff.
Bye.
Bye.
Dulcet.
One additional question, Zach. What titles? What titles are you looking at for? What titles are you looking at for?
Punchboard Media,
where we all
bring something
to the table.
Pull up a chair
at punchboardmedia.com.